Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, oh my, ladies and gentlemen, gold, silver, crypto, real estate investing. You have 11 months and 2 weeks to make sure you get in on the adventure of a lifetime. Wealth building is the number one thing. I must apologize. I'm late this evening, but two young guns came to our friend's house and they were talking about foreclosures, notice of default. So I had to have a little talk with them because they're the young guns making it happen. I was very, very happy to see it. So I want to congratulate the young guns. They're out here trying to make things happen, knocking door to door, hand to hand combat, ladies and gentlemen. Gets me excited because that's what I love. The go getters, those of you that are going to be here tonight, I want to thank you for being here prematurely and welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos because you never know who's out here looking for information. And so we're going to get into it tonight. But the first things first, because we know there's a lot of Americans, a lot of citizens that are hurting inside of this country, and there's help. So therefore, it's very simple. Findhelp.org. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. Put in your zip code and you can get help from all types of things. We're talking about even caregiving, even medical, even bus passes, subway passes, train passes, even down payments on your mortgage, or help with your mortgage, or help with rent down payment. All kind of things are there. Medical as well. You just never know. It depends on your city, state, and local governments because the nonprofits receive money and they're there to help you, American citizens. Findhelp.org. Make the phone calls. Not everybody charges. Some things are free. So you want to take advantage if you need help out there. And I don't care who's sitting here saying I don't need help. That's fine. One of these days you will, because right now we're 8 out of 10 people need help. 80% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck during the month. Forget the numbers that they're telling you. Jobs, non-livable wages mean people are living paycheck to paycheck. So when somebody says, I have a full-time job, but they're only working 38 hours, they don't have health care, they don't have a lot of things. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you need a little findhelp.org, because they're trying to buck the system by not giving you those 40 hours a week. They don't have to give you some of those premium things that you deserve, like health care, just as an example. And other things as well. So keep that in mind. So let's get into it tonight, shall we? The first things first. Again, make sure you tell your friends to come over to the Stop Struggling Now SSN Nation channel. And again, I am sorry I am late. Like I said, we had some young guns out front. I had to give them some stories to let them know what's going on out here, understanding where they live. Hopefully, I was able to get through to one or two of them or both, and they understand the assignment going forward and protecting themselves. And some of those things are paperwork. Some of those things are what we've talked about here before. Make sure you have a bank account outside of the United States, outside of USA jurisdiction. That's the first thing. Second thing, you guys want to mess around with crypto, one of those things that you should have been investing in. Remember, it went down to 85, all the way from 126 down to 85, 84, 83. Did you take advantage when it went down to 85, 84, 83, 86? Shame on you if you didn't, because people here would have taken advantage. They took advantage. Now it's back up to 95, 96, 94. It's going to keep rising. It'll go back up, yes, but your opportunity was at the 85 number. That's when you should have said, now's the time for me to get in after it dropped from 126 down to 85. Come on now. Let's get real. Now, you got to understand where you live in the United States of America. They're printing money as we speak. Adding money to the money supply means inflation is going to rage and keep going. We don't have a problem with inflation going, especially when you have assets. Assets balloon when there's inflation. What are some of these assets that can bloom and go boom? It is the ones mentioned in the headlines: gold, silver, crypto, real estate. Those are your top dogs along with stocks. Those are the ones you need because those assets will increase whenever there's a high rate of inflation, as what's happened already with gold and silver, as what is going to start happening with crypto, as what's going to happen with housing when they reduce the interest rates under 4.75%. That'll probably be sometime in the next 6 months. Then people will start buying homes again. Home prices will all of a sudden magically start rising again. And your exit points will be within 2 years to 3 years because it'll max out. But just keep this in mind. You better have a plan when it maxes out and you want to take some of that 100, 200, or $300,000 of profit that you have. Make use of it. You want to buy these assets that we have in the title tonight. So therefore, you're getting paid for the rest of your life. So FHA loans with a government means you should get a twoplex, a threeplex, or a fourplex. That's right, an FHA commercial loan, not for your house, ladies and gentlemen. That's a liability. You need rentable property that's inexpensive. So that's one of the things that you should be thinking about right now. FHA means you can have a 620. Hold on. They even dropped it to where you can have a 580, 590, 600. It's getting crazy out here. Hard to find people with good credit. Who would have thought you could get something for 620, 600? I mean, come on now. So therefore, that's almost no barrier to entry if you can find something that makes sense. And there's a lot of states in this United States where there is twoplexes, threeplexes, or fourplexes. The only caveat is you're going to have to live in it for 1 year, at least one of the units. That's why you want a fourplex. So the threeplex you rent out, those people can pay. Just saying. All right. Now, that should help out a few people out the box. Second thing, you guys already know what I said a long, long time ago, 5, 6 years back, when I told the young guns, get real estate outside of America, get a bank account outside of America, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry with pre-construction projects. Now, you guys know we like DR because it was an up and coming country. They have every year increase in tourist numbers. Well, just like anything else, sometimes you only can go so far. So all the people who got in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, your property values should almost be double, if not more. Congratulations. Everybody who got in at like 2023ish, somewhere in that year, if it was later in the year, closer to 2024, it starts getting dicey. Why? Because property values started going up considerably. They weren't just 125,000 for a 2-bedroom penthouse unit, right? 125K for a 2-bedroom penthouse unit. Now that same 2-bedroom penthouse unit is anywhere from 250 to 300 G's. Now, if you try to rent it out, you know the rule, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't, you're going to learn it. If you're going to rent it out, you need to rent for 0.1% of your purchase price. So if you buy something for 200 grand, 0.1% means $200 per month is what you should be able to rent it for. And at 50 to 55%, guess what? You get double-digit returns. So if you can go look right now wherever you want to invest and you can't get that 0.1%, then you are going to have pressure. Because if you don't get 70, 80, or more percent occupancy, you're going to have a problem. Because again, there's no point in earning 6 or 7 or 8%. There's a reason and why you need your pen, pad, and paper. Because if you only want like 7%, you might as well just get the JP Morgan ETF. Just give them your money and take your 7.3% or 7% or 7.5%. If you want to go even further, you can go JEPQ and get your 10%. So why are you going to mess around trying to do rentals and dealing with hurricane, potentially earthquakes, potentially any airplanes? All of a sudden they're getting, your country's nearby a bomb area. So they stop airflow of traffic so passengers don't come, like what happened in Venezuela. So again, that's why the numbers matter. I don't really care if you go, Eric, it's cheap. Okay, but it's cheap. So what? You still have HOAs. Some of you may even have mortgages on top of that. And then you may not even be able to rent it for 0.1%. Again, that puts you in a bad situation. Just saying. And when you flood the market with additional inventory, then you need tourism numbers to go up to offset. So therefore, there's always high demand. So then you can get your 0.1% if you buy at today's prices. You needed to buy at yesterday's prices. But don't worry, there's always two things that happen. After delivery, people find out that they didn't get that 80% occupancy that these realtors lied about. All right. You find out, oh my God, we only get 30% occupancy. Oh my God, I have to pay a few $100 per month above what I'm receiving. Okay, fine. But you also know what this leads to. That leads to people offering real estate for less once they own it. And that's the second phase of the opportunity that's going to be coming down in the next year or two. Just keep that in mind. You guys will be here. I'll be here because remember, my retirement is coming up in about 5 or 6 months. Or is it 1 year and 6 months? All right. We'll find out one of these days. All right. DIM Pals. Speaking of investors, he's here, one of them in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Thank you so much for being here. And he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening. Stay motivated and hungry. Change your life before it's too late. I like that message, DIM Pals. Thank you so much for doing that message because that is what it is. Change your life before it's too late is the mantra for 2026. It's mounting up, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be confused with all of this rhetoric. It's mounting up. Did you know that Trump Care came out and you know it's a concept of a nonsensical plan? They're going to take away your ACA subsidies, which also guaranteed, by the way, that your pre existing conditions meant that you still have insurance coverage, and they're going to give you $2,000. Are they serious? Right? Do you understand? Emergency is more than $2,000. Do you understand an overnight stay is a lot more than $2,000? There is nothing you can pay for if you get in a serious situation that is less than $2,000, healthcare wise. And if you have no insurance, good luck with this two magical grand that's coming out of a country that has no money. They're $40 trillion in debt. Good luck. So it's a nonsensical concept of a plan that makes 0 sense, and you are going to be screwed. So therefore, health is wealth. You better start looking at some things and making sure that you start eating properly. By the way, I was having a conversation with somebody today, and that somebody is the wife. Now, she does products for people, but you guys know I do homework too. I've been doing this before I met her. Remember, I was the fitness guy. We're doing research on products, supplements, all this, and repercussions. So this topic came up where somebody was the video or TV was on, and somebody mentioned nitrates, and I was like, you know what? Why are they talking about nitrates like it's a good thing? Nitrates actually make you tired. You're fatigued. You might not sleep well. It messes with your guts. She's like, what? I said, yeah. That means you're going to have problems. Well, when you're taking food and you see celery nitrate, wink, celery, it's not celery. The nitrates part should scare you. So when you're going, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling a little fatigued, I'm feeling a little queasy, my stomach is kind of messing up, I don't know what's going on. Well, nitrates is one of those things that messes up your body. So just telling you right now you start thinking, wait a minute, I better avoid things. Celery nitrate is bad for you. Any nitrates is bad for you. Your body is a temple. You need to treat it that way. Just like you should not be taking sugar in. If you're going to do sugar, if that's a thing, you don't need granulated sugar. You don't need no sugar. What you need is stevia. It's plant-based sugar and it doesn't mess up your system. But the other sugar, carbs and sugar that we talked about on Wednesday, messes up your whole body. Once it's in your bloodstream, it can cause cancer. Once it's in your brain, it can cause dementia and everything that's associated with dementia. It could be Parkinson's. It could be Alzheimer's. It could be frontal lobotomy or whatever, frontal lobe. It could be a bunch of things. Your organs start going, hey, man, this is in our system. You're effing us up. Will you stop? And now your body's doing all kind of things, right? Those are the type of things you have to remember. Health is wealth. You need to invest in that for the fifth horseman tonight. It's not just gold. It's not just silver. It's not just crypto. It's not just real estate. It's health as well. The five horsemen. That's what you need out here. And you better start doing it right because what's in your food is dangerous to humans. And the United States of America does not give a damn. And your health care is being revoked by this regime. Remember who controls the presidency, the House, and the Senate. And they are making sure you will not have health care coverage, knowing you will need it. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel just to make sure you know everybody else knows that you're here. By the way, let's get into something else because we're getting into that real estate outside of America. Also, bank accounts outside of America, whenever you go, you need that. That's what I was telling the young guns. But you guys know I'm rocking right now with Bancus. You know, Bank Us, the unbanked. Think about this. I just sent my friend who is from Mexico. Every month, they're sending money to Mexico, right? Every month, they go down, Wells Fargo, they do all this jumping through hoops, all this stuff, right? Which is fine. So I told him, I said, hey, man, all you have to do is use my link and have the other person use my link, download the Bancus app, sign up. And as long as you order the card, it's $45. Then they order the card, $45. You can send them money on the app at zero cost. The only problem, which I said to them, was you have to use crypto to load it. I said, but and then it's 4%. So I said that's kind of a hefty fee. I have to be straight up, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat this. That is a hefty fee. If I need to spend $10,000, I got to give up $400. If I send $100, I got to give up $40. I mean, $4. That's kind of a hefty fee, right? I'm sorry. I'm off a little bit. $1,000 would be $40. $10,000 would be $400. So then a bank wire would almost be appropriate. But if you don't have a bank, you see the problem? There's people that do not have a bank. So now, if you both have a card, you can load the money. And when you send Bancus to Bancus, there's no fee. And then they have it on the MasterCard network. So now they can go down to the ATM and pull it out. Or they can just go to the store and buy stuff and swipe the card. And you have a PIN number because it's a debit card too. I think that is one hell of an idea to actually have. So if you guys still don't understand the freedom, because this could be anywhere in the world. If I knew somebody over in Africa and they needed money, because they're not banked. A lot of people aren't banked. All I have to do is make sure they have a card, and all I have to do is load my card and then send money to them. It'll be there, and guess what? T minus 1 second, because it's on the platform. There's no restrictions. Why? Because you're uploading crypto, non-retrievable crypto. So once it's sent, it's received, and now you can disperse your funds on the Bancus system directly. Like I said, I sent it. Now I call, text, hey, did you receive it? Click on the app, they log in. Yep, it's here. You see how powerful this is, because if a person can't get a bank account, they can get a Bancus card and app. And if you're like me doing stock market trading, and you do a lot of stock market trading with brokers that you use crypto to load, so the funds are immediately available, congratulations. Because if you win, make money, you can download and send it to your broker. First things first, let me get you guys hooked up with the Bancus situation, because you guys don't understand what this means. That means we're across borders. Nobody can stop you, right? Actually, it's almost better than crypto, because why? It's not regulated by like crypto is. All right? So you guys make notes of this right here. If you don't understand the power, there's more to this. It gives you the freedom. So here you go. Use my link to download the app. And why do I say that? Because there is a money making part to this as well. Everybody that uses your link, downloads the app, no problem with that. When somebody orders the card, you get a little percentage, whether it's $1 or 50 cents. I don't really care. That's not the reason why I care about this. But since they're giving money away, I just want to let you guys know, because there are network marketing people that actually like to do this kind of thing. Now, the other part to this, every time the person that used your link uploads, you get a piece of the 4%. 1%, I believe, which is nothing major, but again, it's a little something. The company keeps 3% so they can function. They have offices in Mexico City. Okay? Plus, their functions are all over the world. So make sure you use my link. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're not supposed to miss the presentation. And you can tell other people to use the link and get on the Zoom call. Simple. This isn't that hard. It does make sense, because if you don't know the history of your country that steals your money from your bank accounts, then you might be being a lamb to slaughter. Just saying. All right? Just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to the gold and silver. Did you guys see what's been happening with gold and silver? Gold and silver rose up today, every day. It's rising up, then coming back down. You could have made one hell of a trade today with gold and silver. It dropped from something like 4,600 and let's call it 10, all the way down to 4,560, roughly. That is a long way down, and it was swift. That could be the difference between $50, $100, $1,000, or a few $1,000, depending on the size of lots that you purchased. So again, you need to be in stock trading and Or you don't have to be in stock trading. You could do dividend funds and you'll be good with your 15, the 10, the 12, the 13, the 17% return annually, no problem. Or you can look at stock trading as a business where a lot of people chalk up L's. It's very hard. It's very, very hard. And again, there's people that started 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, losing money at it and still trying. And then finally becoming winners. So the first thing is first, because since I mentioned the crypto card, then I should mention about my CoinEx broker account in case you decide to trade or learn something about option trading or stock market that you can actually make money, because when things happen, stocks go up, stocks go down, you can make money on the way up and on the way down. So again, the reason why I have this brokerage account, you guys know the theme, outside the US jurisdiction. Once again, you send crypto outside US jurisdiction. So therefore, it's not coming back to the US regulated platform. Sorry. Trackable platform. Not going to happen. Not for me, anyhow. It's going somewhere else that's not ran by the United States or regulated by the US. Sorry. All right. That's how we do it. That's how I'm doing it. Here it is in the chat room, and it will be down below in the description box as well. That's your broker account if you decide to do trading. Why? Because they give you a demo account. They let you get a demo account so you can study. You can do charts. You can understand what you're doing. Like me, I started from scratch. I didn't know anything about MetaTrader 4. That's what they're using. Or MetaTrader 5. That's what they have. I'm like, I don't know nothing about it. So it's taken me a while. I've been doing this for like 4.5 months now. About 4 months now. And it's come a long way from knowing zero. My friends used to say, Eric, you'd be a good trader. I'm like, no, all I know is everybody's taking L's. The numbers don't lie. 90 to 95% of people who start trading lose money. Then I realized my friends have been doing trading for probably 10 years. And they still have conversations amongst themselves. I hear on the chat rooms and on the Zoom calls and stuff where they're saying, yeah, I lost today. I lost this. I won. I was profitable in this. There's no magic bullet where you're going to win 100% of the time. I call it winning. What I mean is you enter a trade and the trade is profitable 100% of the time. That does not happen. All right. If it did, well, then that person would be somewhere making a hell of a lot of money if they can prove that they're winning 100% of the time. It's very hard. D.I.M. Powell says he does a great job. But again, I don't know what type of trading he does. Again, there may be a simpler method to have profitable trades a lot more often. Now, that would make sense because it's a numbers game, right? Everything's numbers. Whenever numbers are involved, there is usually not 100% of anything. Usually, even if you win 9 out of 10, that is awesome because that means you are profitable. But most people are not. That's the problem with trading. That's why they sell you all these courses. That's why they sell you, come to join my group. If you want something from me, then I'll send it to you for a fee. But that has nothing to do with you actually profitably trading. They're giving you information, the picks, the shovels during the gold rush, while those people, I'm selling the picks and shovels, the pans, because thousands of people need that. I'm not going to go down there where hardly anybody gets some of this stuff. I'm going to sell to the 10,000 people that need to pick the shovels, the pans, the towels, the buckets. You get that from me. I'm good. I got my money. My profits banked. Them thousands of people that's down by the river going through caves and trying to find them a nuggets. Well, that's a whole nother story. Not everybody was a winner, ladies and gentlemen. The fallacy of not telling you what the percentages were of people finding gold. Just saying. All right. Now, that's why I do CoinX myself. You can do any broker you want. I don't really care. Now, the other part to this is, since we're talking about stock trading at this moment, I'm going to get you guys the Candlestick Bible. What do? You go get your Candlestick Bible and study. That's what you do. You have a demo account on, you're watching the charts, and then you can start seeing patterns maybe. Everybody's mind works different, so I can't tell you what you see. I see patterns even without the Candlestick Bible. In my head, I was studying charts the first month, month and a half, 2 months. I was clocking in my mind. I was like, every time I saw these, when it gave a powerful uptick, then it would give a powerful downtick. I noticed more often, it seemed to be in my mind, like 6 or 7 out of the 10 times, it would go in the direction that the second candle did, but not 100%. Then all of a sudden, I started looking at the Candlestick Bible and I'm like, I'll be damned. They call this thing something. I was like, are you kidding me right now? In my mind, I was clocking things like I see 3 candles go up, let's say green. And then all of a sudden I see something else. And I was like, on the Candlestick Bible, they call that something. I was like, oh my God, there is patterns. But I was just naturally getting the patterns because I'm looking for information. That's just the way I work, right? I'm trying to figure out if this is a pattern. And I start looking and I'm like, this hasn't happened on the way up, it's happened on the way down. That's a pattern. Then when I'm reading the Candlestick Bible, I'm like, oh my God, I've seen this pattern before that they're talking about. All of them, quite frankly, except for a couple. And I'm on page 107 still. I haven't gone past page 107. It has 168 pages. So that Candlestick Bible, it's in the chat room. You can get it now. Also, you can go to stopstrugglingnow.com and up on the menu, click on the Candlestick Trading Bible. Once you click on it, download. All right? That'll help you out. Now, the gold and silver part. The reason why you need a little bit of gold and silver, it's just basics. We've always talked about a little bit of gold, a little bit of silver, a little bit of crypto. Other people want to stack it, other people want to have more of it, but it's fine. I prefer diversity, and I also am not a big fan of things that basically go up in value based on something else. It's not built in. So there's no rhyme or reason because gold and silver and crypto are manipulated. So even though there's been an uptick, there's an uptick for a reason. The United States can't manipulate it because the rest of the countries are going, well, we're not going to buy $60 billion worth of treasuries from the United States bonds. We're going to actually buy $60 billion worth of gold. Now that is why the price starts going. And then they go, well, we got to get some silver too. We don't care about their currency anymore. It's not worth it. We'd rather have gold and silver because we can exchange gold and silver anywhere in the world with any country. But if your currency is worthless, then the currency cannot be exchanged for the value. Gold and silver, platinum, palladium keeps its value no matter where you are in the world. US dollar loses value every day. So you need more dollars to buy the same thing 2 days from now, 3 days from now, 4 days from now, and heaven forbid if it's a year from now, you're going to need more dollars to buy what you had to buy last year. It's that simple. So hopefully you guys understand. So that's why I have the Candlestick Bible out here. It's very, very simple. All right. We have a comment section, or is that just me dropping? Oh, we do. Hold on. I missed it. Mr. Dividends in the house. That's right. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And by the way, let me mention something about this. This guy's done investing in the stock market. That's right. Into collectible trading cards as well. Because once again, collectibles, when there's only a certain amount of something, and now it's 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, it can't be reproduced, the values increase. What do the values increase to? Inflationary values. So somebody might say 10 years ago, you might have a card that was from 1950, 60. It could have a value of $100. Well, usually what happens is as more of it is scarce, another 10 years go by, the value increases twice, because not twice as 2x. It has two reasons: inflation, and the scarcity increases even more. Who's even going to sell this thing? So therefore, the value inflates. So when people say collectible cards, trading cards, a baseball, basketball, footballs, whatever, then some people say art. Like I say, art is actually an asset. That is the number one asset percentage wise, quite frankly. So therefore, that's something to talk about. Brian P, once again, thank you so much for being in the house. Happy day, Eric, as this tagline starts. I hope all is well with you and your family. Thank you so much, man. Happy day, SSN family. Smash that like button. He gave it a one piece, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. That's what you should do out here, no matter where you're listening from. Even if you're on the podcast, driving down the street, listening on Sirius Radio, iHeartRadio, all that, you need to hit favorites, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that heart button, hit that star button, no matter where you are. Make sure you do that, because we're blocked on several platforms. Why are we blocked? I shouldn't say block. That's a harsh word. Let's just say they alter who can find this channel. All right? Just keep that in mind. Just letting you guys know. Don't be playing out here. We are making money in here. That's what we try to do. We try to share the wealth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not one of them guys that sits there and go, oh, yeah, man, I make all this money. I can't tell nobody about it. I can't help other people. I don't want them to know about anything. That's not me. No, no, no. I'm the opposite. I'm their enemy. They're like, whoa, whoa, Eric, don't tell people what you did or what you do. No, we don't. We want to keep it to ourselves so we can keep the bulk of this. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's plenty to go around. Everybody should eat. It does me no good from a business standpoint to not have customers that can buy my products. When you guys going to get on board with this? Not you guys, but the guys, the rich guys. They're like, I'm like, what is wrong with you? If your customers don't have livable wage jobs, if your customers can't make money, they can't buy your damn products. You know your company's going bye-bye. Sure enough, companies that people never thought would go bye-bye went bye-bye. Because these dudes are sitting there going, trying to hoard all the wealth. And I'm sitting there like, you do understand there's an end game. If you have all the money, nobody can buy. So what good is that going to do, you having all the money? I get it. You get to live like a king, I guess. But you understand you can live like a king until the gates of hell from the thousands of people who have nothing realize you're the one that has something. So they're going to be beating down your gate, running over to your pad, taking your food and your goods because you have a mob of people who don't have money, don't have electricity, don't have food. So where do you think they ultimately will end up going? To the places that does. So welcome to your third world country, America, because you need to share the wealth out here. And by the way, I want to go back to 1950s, 60s, and 70s taxation situation. Eric, I do options trading with the SPY. Yes, you did say you did options trading. But again, I don't know how you do the options trading, because I don't know how to trade options. I mean, I can guess. Because I understand their lot sizes, but I've never actually done it. And I really don't really know, because I understand there's calls and puts and things like that. So I've never studied that, because I'm not even good at regular stock trading yet. At least not up to the standards I want to be. All right, because I was testing yesterday um a small account. Like if you only had, because there's people going, well, all you need is $100. You know what? I said, let me go check and see what I can do if I had only 200, 220 in my account. So I used demo. And in the demo mode, I was like, oh, this does not work well, because the broker account, the leverage you need, they won't allow you to make lot sizes up to only a certain amount. So in this case, it would allow me to do 0.01, 0.02, 0.03. Anything over 0.03, it would not allow that trade to happen. So even though I know the stock market, the odds are very high it was going to go up or it was going to go down, and I entered the trade, I'm sitting there like all I could do was 0.03, knowing full well point 0.5 would have been cool, but could not allow it. That's when I was like, oh man, all these people were going, yeah, it's easy. I'm like, hold on. Even and now, because that's a small lot size, even if you get 10 pips, I guess it's pips. So instead of getting 50, you're getting 30. That's a big difference, especially if you went up 330 and instead of 150, you have 90. Instead of 200, you have 120. All of a sudden, this starts getting a little harder to come ways up if you only have those small lot sizes. So I was sitting there going, okay, so these guys are saying that they can win, and okay, there's another thing. If you get low because you have margin, right? You always have a little margin that the brokers allow you. So if it went down a certain number, you could actually get margined. I'm sitting there looking at they actually moved some sales, even though it didn't go to zero because of a built-in margin. It started making a sale because it was going against my trade. So even though it went against my trade, it sold one of my positions. Then all of a sudden it reversed. So now it reverses and it starts going up. But guess what? The one trade they took out and sold was at a loss. So now I have to make up that loss on the positive side. So even though we went up considerably, then I had to say, okay, it went up. It started doing what I didn't really like. I closed it out, but now the profit was basically $20 more when it should have been $150 more because of that loss. I'm sitting there going, okay, this is interesting. So if you actually have a small amount, then you are under, I would say, duress is the only word I can use, because now that I know what happens, I was doing it. I did it like 3 times. 3 times. 2 times I ended up positive. All right. I did it more. I did it. No, I did it 5 times. 2 times I ended up positive. 2 times I went to damn near zero. One time I actually went to almost double. So 3 times I was okay, but I mean, you go from 220 to 240, 260. That's no biggie. I don't really count that, but those were positive. One time I went to double. The other 2 times I went to L's. And yet I see people going, I started with $100. I'm like, how could you possibly do that? With the broker I have, you can't even do anything above. I don't even think I can do anything. I didn't even go to 100. I don't even know if I can do 0.01 lot size. So that's what's very, very interesting. All right. The Truth Trill 777's in the house like a jackpot. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. He's got this at Brain. I'm in silver and crypto, and I'm up, got in early. You're damn right. Hey, let's just call it what it is. 5 years ago, like I told everybody, 6 years ago, we had our Silver Stacker Challenge. It was less than 10 or $13 at the time. It was like 12.80, 13.10. I had a number. I can't remember what the number was, but let's just say it was $13.50 by the next 6 months or next 4 months. I said it would not get to that. Somebody else said it would get to a number. I can't remember the number. If it's 13.50 or 13.25 or whatever it was. The person that put his 1,000 or his money up, $100, he says, I'll do that. Only one person took that Silver Stacker Challenge. I actually lost. So that meant the person gets, because it was basically 10 ounces. So he got 10 ounces of silver. I bought 10 ounces from APMEX for $135 shipped. That included their premium, that included shipping. It was $135 because they had a deal about 10% is free shipping, or 10 ounces is free shipping or more, something like that. So it costs $135 for 10 ounces. That's was January, I believe it was January 2020. We did it, I think it was 2019, and then January 20 was the end date, if I got the dates right. And so now those same 10 ounces is worth $900. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen. So if you were just even 6 years ago stacking, then you would be up big. If you did this in the early 2000s when $3 or something, or $3.50, then you're even going to be up even bigger than that. But now it's after 20 some years. But that's the whole point of stacking and having a little bit of silver, a little bit of gold, a little bit of crypto, because inflation is no lie. Inflation is real, regardless of what any government says. It's higher than what they say. So therefore, this is why the truth trill. And once again, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. The gold and silver stackers here. He's raising the roof because he got in early. And again, 5 to 6 years ago, you're still early because you would have 10 ounces would be worth $900 right now that you bought for $135. Just saying. And it's actually going to go higher. It's going to go higher because United States has to print more money, and at a massive scale, because they have a Gestapo that they have to fund. They have to fund the Venezuela thing. They have to fund the threat for Greenland. And they still have to pay $1 trillion in interest only for the money that they're printing, giving people bonds. So the rest of the world's sitting there going, oh man, this is going to implode sooner or later. Why don't we just get gold and silver? And they're happy as hell because they've been buying gold and silver the last 5 years, ever since the first trade war. And they just kept buying it and kept buying it and kept buying it over the last 5-6 years. And now look, instability breeds this. And oh, by the way, in case you guys don't know, I mentioned this on Wednesday, in the Asian markets, silver went over $100. So if you were in the Asian markets, you already know silver is over $100. Not based on COMEX, suppressed price. Just saying, this is crazy right now. All right, here we go. The Truth Trill says I'm up 30% on silver, got 5K in at $67. Well, then that's good too. I think that's great. It's real great. I think silver going to like 400 to 1200 for real, for real. Hey, the True Trill, I'm telling you right now, one of these days I'm going to pull up the video. I've already done the numbers. Silver is actually should have been in the thousands if it wasn't manipulated. Gold should be over in the mid 100,000s if it wasn't manipulated. And how do you manipulate gold and silver? Well, first you have a COMEX and you tell people what it is. Then you make other products, such as on the stock market, you create stocks. So you go, oh, a stock mining company. Okay, so people will start using that. You're buying paper. You're not buying gold. You're buying the mining company. They sift that off. Then they say, oh, we're going to have gold-backed dollars. So they put a gold stamp on the thing, and people go, well, it's worth something, so I'll buy the gold-backed dollars instead of the actual gold. So that siphons money off. Then you have treasuries and bonds, and they tell the people, we'll give you 4%, 4.5% annually, and countries were buying bonds, United States bonds and United States stocks. So again, the money is siphoned off. Now what happened is the countries said, like I mentioned earlier, hey, you know what? We're not going to buy treasuries. We're not going to buy your stocks no more. We're going to buy gold and silver. So now there's a stockpile around the world is picking up steam where they're saying, let's buy all the gold and silver that we can find. Forget the US stock market, forget the US bonds, because we see bad things happening down the line. And this is worth a set number. And the fact that it increased, just imagine all these countries that bought gold at 1800, 2200, just a year and a half or 2 years ago. Last year, 3 grand. And now here it is at 4,600. Silver, $25 an ounce. And all of a sudden it's 90. All these countries, all these banks who bailed and started buying gold and silver in the last 5 years, they're sitting there looking awfully pretty right now without having to do a damn thing. It says what it should say. And everybody here knows what we've been talking about. I would say starting with the 150 is okay. Anything less, time decay will eat at your play. I trade this SPY because you can get in and out that day. Exactly. I don't know how to trade like you're saying because I've never done options with puts and all that and the time decay and all that stuff. All I'm saying is when I was trying to trade, it was gold and silver. And so I would use the 200. I had 202, 210, 220, 225 whenever I reset. Because like I said, I lost. At 2 times I lost. And like I say, one time I did win nicely, double pretty. It was close. It was like 380, 393, I think it was. I started with like 210 and got to 393 only because the closeout got there because that was the position I need to close at. So I was like, okay, but it was one time out of 5. All the rest, even though I closed out profitable on 2 others, it closed out at like 245 or 260, something like that, which basically we're right where we're at. But I risked more than the 40 or $50 is the thing. So I could only risk like 10%, but I was risking even more because there's a margin situation. So it was wild trying to finagle an actual trade with low lot sizes because of the broker, which is CoinEx, who I'm using. Other brokers may not be the same. But thank you so much, DIM pals. I greatly appreciate that. If you trade with like NVIDIA, you will have to buy a contract for a whole week, which could be like 500. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm glad you mentioned this because there are some people that know what you're talking about. I personally, I don't know, but I understand what you're saying because the whole contract is going to be worth more than just like, let's say, the 10%. That's the partial. See, that's what all brokers don't allow you to do partials either, from what I understand. Because I started looking around and I was like, what? I started reading up and they're like, yeah, some don't allow you to do partials. In fact, it came up because I'm on MetaTrader 4 and I hit up support and I said, hey, why can't I do a certain one lot? And they said, oh, no, not with Bitcoin. You can't trade Bitcoin on MT4, MetaTrader 4. You have to be on MetaTrader 5, and then you can use small lots. Otherwise, you have to use a whole lot of Bitcoin in order to trade in MetaTrader 4. So then I was like, okay, I guess I'll have to upgrade. Let me go over to MetaTrader 5 and start messing around. And sure enough, I can do small lot sizes. But I had to change to that. And MetaTrader 5 looks a little bit different. It looks the same, but it's just different how it works. So I guess I'll learn that and then I'll learn TradingView too. But the point is, I just want to get my trading down. Then I can worry about, the platforms. But I'm not going to trade Bitcoin unless we get to it. All right. Actually, he's a little wrong. Yes, SPY or day contract, which means there's more at risk of time decay. NVIDIA contract is maybe 250, and time decay won't really come in till Wednesday. Okay. Either way, we got time delay. And again, there's some people that know exactly what they're referring to. I've heard this before I know there's a decay and I know there's a little something. But again, I think it also might have to do with whoever your broker is. Because like I said, they told me, I said, why can't I do Bitcoin? And then the support said, oh, you can't do Bitcoin. You can't do small lot sizes, I guess micro, On Bitcoin, on MetaTrader 4, you have to go to MetaTrader 5, then you can do micros. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. So I guess they have different rules. Because I'm on MetaTrader 4, I can see Bitcoin. Because I was going to try and start trading and see how that works out, right? But it wouldn't allow me. And that's when I had to find out. I was like, why can't I do it? I can see it. So what's the problem? Oh, no, you can't. You got to get on MetaTrader 5. I'm like, but I'm not on MetaTrader 5. Well, that's the only place. Otherwise, you have a whole lot. And I'm sure, I don't know what the lot would cost, but I'm sure it's not going to be, even in demo mode, I don't think it's going to be enough. But anyhow, just letting you know. All right, here we go. Some Monday and Tuesday, if you're off, you can hold. I don't hold overnight, but Wednesday, Friday, time decay will kill you. But contracts are cheaper, so you can buy more with less. Yeah, maybe one of these days, MDA 0214, welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream. Another investor has hit the house. So thank you. The truth, I buy in gold mostly. I invest, I swing certain coins, but mostly long term. Hey, long term sounds good. I've never seen Nvidia contract for 250 to exactly, but again, just by learning what I now know from my CoinEx, I can see right now it may have to do with whoever your broker is, because apparently they have their own little built-in rules. So that may be why you don't see it, depending on who your broker is and who you're trading with. That could be a reason, which is interesting to find out that brokers have their own rules and setups on their platforms, which was very cool. I mean, I can't be mad, right? So what basically, just a perfect example, if I didn't want to use MetaTrader 5 and I would need to do micro shares, then that means I would have to have another broker that does allow it, right? So, but I didn't do that. But I'm just saying, it's pretty cool. All right, just logged into my account. $187.50 strike price for January 23rd is 280. But what's your broker? What's your brokerage account under? That's what I'm trying to get at. What is it? Let me know. Because right now you're saying you just pulled it up, but again, let us know who your brokerage account is. So other people, if they want to do Nvidia and it's only 280, that would be helpful. And as the week go on, that number get lowered to about $50 on Friday. Again, I don't know what any of this means. Okay, just logged into my account. 187.50 strike price for January 23rd. January 23rd is next Friday. Where's Nvidia at right now? Isn't it around 187? Isn't it in the 180s right now? Let's go check. Nvidia. It's it's 186. I I mean that seemed it went up to 180. It went up to 190 today. 191. It had a high today, it looks like. It's well, it was over 190 today. So how do they have a strike price of 187.9 or something? That's interesting. I'd be willing, and after hours it's 186.99. I think that's a pretty safe bet if that's a thing. I don't really know how they work, but that would seem to me that it's going to get to what was that number? 187. 50? I don't see how it doesn't get there. And it's already at 186.99 after hours. I think it'll be there next week. I don't see how. As the week go on, the number get lower to about 50. Are you saying instead of 280, it can drop to 50? So there's a thing such as the sooner the better? That's incredible. That's incredible. Okay. Fidelity is more expensive. Robinhood was best cost all around. Okay. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. So that does matter. That does matter, I'm sure. That comes into play. Okay, let's see. They're all the same. I have Thinkorswim and Lightspeed. Okay. All right. Tamara Larry, Another investor's in the house. Hard-working individual is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. And she brings her simple tagline, hello all. Thank you so much. Very happy to see you once again. Okay, it's 187 on crypto. LOL. That truth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be different. All brokers are not all the same cost. That's what I figured. It can't be. It can't be. They're not exactly the same. They may be slightly off, but not hundreds of dollars. No, but it's going to be hundreds of dollars if you are determined that you can only have certain lot sizes or certain margins or whatever they use. There could be a reason. Silver flipped Nvidia. Yeah, people were buying silver and gold instead of Nvidia, right? Is that what you're going to say? That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. BTC going to be next at number 4. I agree. I agree with this. Okay. I don't know how option contracts work, but we'll talk about it on another day, MDA0214, because my depth is I'm not even getting into options because I don't want any confusion, even though it might seem kind of simple, but I don't want to get sidetracked. For me personally, I'm trying to figure out, I always like a challenge. Maybe you don't know by now, but I like a challenge. When I hear everybody's taking L's or majority of people are taking L's, I'm a little, I'm like, I like the challenge. Let me see if I'm not going to be the one taking L's. And don't forget, I took L's at first for the gold trading bot because I didn't know anything about trading. And I believed that there was an AI solution, a bot solution where you can set it and forget it. Once I realized, after learning a little bit more, I realized what the bot was doing. And then I was like, oh, if I'd have known this, I wouldn't have just set it and forget it. I would have just waited till the thing's doing doing this kind of stuff and leaning a little up or a little down, because the way the bot works, you have a spike like this, you're blowing your account. But if you have it just barely going dun, 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 and then a little up or a little down, then it makes money for you. So that was one of the things, because I'm sleeping. We were, sleeping while it's going. So I don't even, and I didn't know what candlesticks, what that stuff had to do anyhow. So, but once you did learn, it was crazy. It was real crazy. All right. Yes, the time decay will make the contract price around 50 on Friday. I just every Friday because it's so cheap and you can load up on contracts. Oh, that's interesting. So it's like a weekly time frame. Interesting. Hey, Eric, did you like those emails? Nah, man. No, I did not like the emails. Let me don't get started with more emails. It's all bad news out here. Let me see if I can get something up just in case. Oh man, I don't have it up. No, I don't. I removed my email. That's not good. That's not good. That's really not good. Uh, that's a bummer. Okay, fine. You know what this means? This means we'll have to talk about it because we'll have to get some more recalls. We'll get some more recalls. Buy and hold. That's what you have to do. Exactly. Oh, by the way, if EV Place is watching, I hope you had your stop on your PLTY, because I looked today and it was $47. 47.50, 47.80, whatever it was. And I know you re-entered at 53, so hopefully you had that stop when it went up to 50, so you would never lose. Again, if you're doing UMAX ETFs, they actually have a decay because they use all of their dividend money and disperse it because they're doing option trading. It's not based on the stock. They're trading Pelletier, and therefore it's an option contract, and the profits they share with the people that buy their stock, PLTY. So that's why the stock price for PLTY can lose value. Now, I'm not saying it's going to stay there, but all I'm saying is I saw 47 something. That's not good. So I would have already hit the eject button, regardless of what they would have paid me today because there's no way I can buy at 53 and wait till it gets to 47 because I have more stocks than I will receive in dividends. The stock value outweighs the dividends. So that would have ejected straight out. Wouldn't have happened. Right. Just like the right time to buy crypto is on the weekends because the price be low. Very well said. That's exactly right. That's how it works. Um, and then the other problem I see is the markets are so volatile. I mean, how do you go from 85, 87, and then one day it's at 92, then another day it goes up to 95? It's like there's no rhyme or reason other than more people are looking to buy and the price goes up because more people are looking to buy. It has nothing to do with anything whatsoever. It's just crazy, real crazy. Scary at the same time, quite frankly. But again, ladies and gentlemen, it's gold, it's silver, it's real estate, it's stock market, and your health. Number one, if you get sick, the cost of healthcare is outrageous. And you don't even know if you're going to be covered anymore these days, really, even if you have Medicare or Medicaid, because they're cutting both of those. Okay, here we go. China made products. See, I knew we were going to do this again. It's Recall City. Oh my God. Again, Americans, they're allowing, this is urgently recalled from US outlets nationwide. China made products. You know what they do? They actually don't care about lead. And it's oftentimes, I don't know if this is going to be the lead situation, but again, made in China, and you have products sitting in your house and it was painted or it's plastic or whatever. It's like radioactive. And I don't mean radioactive as in real radioactive. I just mean it's bad because if your body, by breathing in these fumes, your body starts doing things internally. All right. 9 of 11 products recalled by US regulators in the latest weekly update were made in China. 8 of the 9 were sold nationwide on Amazon, including more than 40,000 bottles of hair growth serum, more than 12,000 baby items, 170 bike helmets, all of which may have potentially deadly effects. Oh my goodness. 330,000 Frigidaire mini fridges, also made in China. Are you going to tell me what's wrong? And sold exclusively in Target stores. Were recalled due to concerns that internal electrical components could short circuit and cause them to catch fire. Okay, I want to find out what these other products were. They're not saying what's wrong. The other 2 recalled items, Morgan Lane, children's pajama set, and Adams, you know what? This is insane right now. This is insane. How do you poison a country? Here's a link right here for this recall in the chat room. This is sickening. This is so sick right now. China is the second largest exporter to the US, having been overtaken by Mexico in 2023. And that's because China sends products through Mexico for the trade deal, and then it gets shipped into the US under the Mexico banner. Um, this is crazy. They don't even say what's wrong. Root stem beard growth serum spray bottles. Oh my goodness. Wow. It contains minoxidil, a substance requiring child resistant packaging under US law, failed to meet the Poison Prevention Packaging Act. You're going to the hospital. Oh my God. There hasn't been any accidents according to these guys, but you guys, come on. The serum poses a risk of injury or death if ingested by children. These bottles were made in China and sold by Ruhin through Amazon from January to July 2025. No injuries have been reported. Not until people know about it. Self-feeding pillows from Z-Man, I don't know, Xiamen. Oh my God. can hold a bottle at an unsafe angle and prevent babies from pulling away. Oh my God. These pillows were sold on Amazon between September 2024 and July 2025. No injuries reported. Bicycle helmets could fail to protect users during a crash. Shocker. Baby loungers. The foam sleeping pad with padded bumpers does not secure infants safely, posing a risk of falls, entrapment, and suffocation, the CPSC said. Energizer large power indicator lanterns were recalled over concerns that the lithium ion batteries installed in the lanterns can overheat, posing a burn hazard to consumers. What the? Are we kidding right now? Oh, geez, you guys, the link is in the chat room. There's more and more and more. This is not good. This is bad. Again, your health is at stake here. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand, you got to get all of the things we talked about tonight in your war chest for accumulating wealth. This is how you do it. And again, I have to talk about something I haven't talked about this hour, which is major. You have to reduce your debt. I'm on the Dave Ramsey train now. There's no way around it. And I have to say, I was mocking him, so to speak, a little, not a lot, a little, because he would always say, well, get out of debt and just have everything cash free, debt free. And I'm like, how's that possible? When you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's not really possible. People have to use credit of some sort. And more people are living paycheck to paycheck now. So again, this is the problem. Map shows 20 states again with this pecorino cheese. Again, it's in 20 states. You got to get rid of the pecorino cheese. And in fact, there's pecorino cheese in the fridge, not at the friend's house, but at the house. There's pecorino cheese. So can't even use it. Crazy. Not going to use it. It's on recall. Map shows where it was sold. Well, we don't have this one, but still. But they give you jeez. Wow. But that's day trading, which is extremely risky, especially with options time decay. Much easier to sell options than to buy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that sounds a little easier because that's crazy. Max and other funds sell contracts. They're not buying them. Exactly. I don't know if they actually, what they really do with the contracts. I thought they were buying and selling to make the profit. Maybe they just buy. I don't know. But the fact is, either way, there's a decay on the stock price because of it. All right, there's the USA Today. Oh my DIM pals, thank you so much for the donation. As you know, I humbly appreciate it. Appreciate you. $4.99. Thank you so much for that. You know I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we have to get you out of debt, right? So, out of debt is one thing. Paying off your debt faster is what we're trying to do. And you need somebody to negotiate that for you. And that's where our girl, Tracy, the woman of the hour, she comes. She's the one that you email, let her know you're from SSN Nation or not. Either way, she's happy to take care of you and make sure things are right to try to get your debt reduced. You still pay it. You still keep your credit in the end in a year, year and a half, 2 years. And it is said on your credit report, you paid in good standing and your credit returns to an optimal number. We need you at 775. And there's a reason. Again, if you're new here and don't understand what 775 means, what that means is in about 6 to 8 months, I am predicting right now, so nobody can say anything, instead of 0% for 24 months, which is routinely available now, there'll be 0% for 36 months. And if you want to buy property, commercial properties, a higher credit score will help you greatly because they're going to be giving you special deals as well. There's going to be special deals for having that 775 and higher credit score on your name. So just keep that in mind, all right? We need you there, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, DIM pals, I humbly appreciate the donation. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your support as well. The information that you help provide others, that is also invaluable. So thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know I still haven't been able to find my videos, the SSN lifestyle promo videos. I still only have this one. So I have to get myself a little bit of drink. So we're going to throw this video up. It's over 1 hour and 16 minutes. So I thank you, everybody, for being here, and tell your friends. We still got a little bit more to go.
Come on, come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. The only reason I have this particular video, the SSN lifestyle, is because I was going through some emails. I was looking for my mystical Bitcoin that I can't find because I was trying to go through my 2000 all the way down to 2008, 9 emails. I have them. I got lucky. It was retrievable somehow. And up popped these videos from the Playboy party tournament, celebrity tournament, and all that. And I couldn't believe it because I didn't even have them. So the guy, Robertson, was kind enough to email me. I met the guy when I was there, but you meet all kind of people. He took some vids, but again, I'm at the table, so I didn't tell him to take the vids. So he did. And it's Friday night, so story night as well. So he took the vids and then he emailed me like, I don't even know if it was 2 weeks later or 2 months later. But all of a sudden he hits me up and says, "Hey man, you might want to like these." And I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding." And then he told me, which I can't get right now so far. I have them somewhere. Then he says, "Oh, by the way, some of the other photographers sent them on, and they're on Getty's. So they have to order them from Getty's Images or whatever it was called." And I was like, "Oh, that's." And then I found some videos when I'm doing the red carpet, which I don't have either. But one of these days, maybe I will have it whenever I get settled to wherever I'm going to be. And I have all my storage items. And then I start unpacking everything. And then I'll have my videos back. The other SSN lifestyle videos that you guys have seen before, some of you. Some people are new, so they've never seen the videos before. There's like 7 or 8 of them. I can't find any of them. It's crazy. So I will have them though, but again, it'll probably be a month. By the way, the Bancus crypto Visa, which is no longer crypto Visa debit card, it's crypto MasterCard debit card. So now, remember I was saying I ordered the card December 14th and then it was January 14th and I didn't get my card. On the Zoom call on Tuesday, they said no longer the Visa, even though the people that have the Visa card, you can still use it, but everybody's getting a MasterCard because MasterCard is not the same as Visa for approvals and the way they do things. So now I'm going to have a MasterCard, crypto MasterCard. But the Bancus app, you still have your Bancus app. You don't have to change anything with that. You're just getting a new card. So everybody who will actually order the Bancus card, you will have a new card coming. Your old card still works. You have your digital card in your back office or on your app. So everybody now has a digital card who ordered their Bancus card. So now you could use your digital card if you want to for online purchases. And then when your regular card comes, they say they mailed it out this week. So Monday, Tuesday. So again, I guess 2 to 3 weeks for United States citizens, you're going to get your card. Maybe less. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, that's what happened. So that's why I was like, hold on, I was going to give these guys till Monday. But now, new card coming out, a new thing. And there's lots of other things going on. They're actually going to be doing something in America, actually, where they have a group of people like the first one. Sadly, they said Atlanta. I was like, what are you talking about right now? That's the last place you should be. They said they're going to be coming to Atlanta to have a Bancus. I don't know what it's going to be called. Meeting. I don't understand, but okay. So it's supposed to be maybe sometimes in March. They have not put the dates there yet. And the sad part about it was they said something about pay. I'm like, why? Why wouldn't it just be like, hey, we're going to be in town. Come hang out. What is this pay thing? Because I'm not a big fan of listening to people's chit chat. Get up on stage and do rah rah. I'm not into that. All right. I already have the card. Not yet, physically, but I mean, I'm already in. I don't need to do any rah rah unless we're doing something else, but I don't know what we're doing. I don't like rah rahs. All right. Enough. Let's go. Let's see what else we got happening. Okay, Brian P. Recall, yes, on CMOS. I'm glad we talked about that on Monday, I believe. The CMOS. But now we got a recall on the chocolate bar. All right. There is the CMOS one. We talked about that on Monday, I think it was. Um, of this week. Or it was last Friday. I can't remember. We did the CMOS one already, but if it comes up again, uh, I'll bring it up. I just can't believe all this recall situations. This is bad. A chocolate bar. Days after a company recalled one lot of chocolate bars due to possible salmonella contamination, expanded recall to include more products. Oh, Jesus. Original mint leaf chocolate bar. This is not good. Oh my God. Box color purple for Earl Grey. Box color light blue for lavender rose. Mango chili. Oh my gosh. Who is doing this, man? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to say once again, did I not tell you guys this was going to happen? Last year, when we had the person that was elected, they don't care about the FDA. They don't call about the USDA. All they care about is deregulation. Did I not tell you your health is going to be even more at risk? They don't care about having inspectors going around. They don't care. Now are you getting the picture? You have to be very, very careful what you're going to be putting in your mouth. This is insane right now. This is really insane. Pecan date in a yellow box, mixed berry in a purple box. This was being sold from September 15th, 2025. And they're showing what the I've never, well, I mess around with dark chocolate occasionally, but so far I guess I've been lucky because it's been occasional because I don't know what to eat these days. It's very hard now. All right, there's something else I want to talk about because real estate, no vanilla up there. Um, Geez, it just keeps going on and on and on and on. Many college players among dozens charged in point shaving plot. You knew this was going to happen. You knew this was going to happen. Toyota transmissions face multiple class action lawsuits in the United States. DOT to use AI to go after illegal truckers. Hydrogen car owners say Toyota told them to stop making payments then sent them to collections. Irrevocable trusts are terrible. Here's why. I know. I know. I see that. And you gave me the YouTube. I'll talk about that another day. But yes, a lot of people feel this way because once you give that away, your property or asset into an irrevocable trust, you no longer own it. Now, there's some other things too. It's very hard oftentimes to refi, get a loan against the house in the trust, which makes this very, very interesting. So I haven't studied that far ahead because I don't see why, because you should possibly have an EIN number. If your trust is making money, you should have tax returns, but they still don't like doing it apparently. So that is something to consider when you're doing it. Then again, a lot of rich people have irrevocable trusts. So think about it. Is protection more important? Is the biggest question. Patients file lawsuits. We talked about this on the Ozempic and all those with the GLP-1 side effects. Yeah, yeah, that's a problem. Big, 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 huge problem. To say the breakthrough, yes. Sitting after the foundation may move a little. What happens when the longevity of the product? What is it after you build it? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years? Is it 20 years? If it's not 25, 30, 35 years, then what are we talking about really? So again, we have to understand the time frame from the materials used before repairs have to be needed. So I don't really care if you can construct this in 24 hours. What I care about is after you construct it, then what? From science fiction to building permits, who's doing this? No shouting workers, no signature, no. Okay, this is nice, but I'm not a big fan. Where's this at? Where? Show me. Neighbors, slow down. Phones. Okay, okay, okay. Where? You give me a city. You better give me a location. We need to see this. Where? If anybody knows where, let me know where. For the city planner watching from the edge of his seat. Okay, similar pilots in the US, Europe, and parts of Africa is reporting total cost cuts in the 15 to 25% range once the process is scaled across several units. Come on, man. I'm not going to worry about no damn 15%. You got to have a reason for this. The percentages might sound abstract. Oh, you read my mind. They stop being abstract when you imagine a row of those machines printing whole blocks of basic but decent homes in neighborhoods where rents have exploded, or on the edge of cities where housing lists stretch for years, not months. Suddenly, 24 hours is not a gimmick to shave months off someone's wait for a front door key. I don't really care about the new house, quite frankly. One pilot in Texas printed a small community of houses that survived a brutal heat wave better than some traditional builds. Better than some. Not good enough. In Kenya, a 3D printed prototype home became a talking point for families used to waiting decades for stable housing. Now, that might be something. Each project has its caveats, its limits, yet they all point to the same disruptive idea: housing don't have to be painfully slow. So, what are you trying to say here? You're trying to say, okay, build me this house that may last only 5 to 10 years or something? I mean, come on. It better be worth more than 15 to 25% less. If we can't do anything past 30, what's the point? Um, okay, the division of labor changes the nature of job rather than erasing it. Instead of hauling blocks all day, you have technicians, finishers, maintenance experts. The wall building muscle shifts from human backs to algorithms and motors. Okay, I'm gonna have to give you guys this. You guys go read it because I need to see numbers that make sense to me. You're not gonna, again, we've talked about this before. You should not be, when you buy a house that's 25 years old, the best thing you can do is you better see the owner have paperwork because all kind of things have happened in 25 years. And if they didn't do repairs, then you're going to be doing the repairs. Recall on CMOS. Yes, I remember. Okay, let's go. Okay, here we go. I just got a pound of CMOS from a real source. I'm a finna start making the gel. Okay. When you get time, I can't find it. Oh, hold on. I have it. Hold on a second. Let me go do a search because we did have it. Let's see what happens. Let me see. I know you sent me. Yeah, there it is. This was 114. So it was 2 days ago. The CMOS. So that was Wednesday then. So it wasn't Monday. So it was Wednesday. Here we go. In the chat room, CMOS, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are all good. All right. Yeah, CMOS. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, wait, it's not here. What happened to it? Oh, there we go. Okay, I already went to it before. True CMOS. That's what it's called. UPC numbers. We have everything. Millions of Americans, food sensitivities. CMOS recall spark nationwide warning to customers. Yep, January 13th it came out. So yeah, it was just 2 days ago. There it is. Did I put it in the chat room? Hold on. Let me double check. Yeah, there it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There you have it. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to wrap this up. You guys got the assignment. All right. You guys got it. Gold, silver, stocks, crypto, real estate, and your health and your debt needs to be handled ASAP. Free up a little bit of extra money. It means you can make investments. That's why you need to hit up Tracy, TRACY.sharpe with an E at the end at moneyladder.com. Tracy, TRACY.sharpe, SHARP as in Paul, E as in Eric, at moneyladder.com. Let her know you're from SSN Nation. Eric sent you, or nothing at all. It does not matter. She needs to help you. You don't have to file bankruptcy. You don't need to get yourself to debt collections so it'll be bad on your credit report. You don't need to go any further. They can actually talk to them to get you to make nearly the same payment, but reduce your debt still and pay it off before it's actually due. That is the key right there. Be like the rich guys. You can do it now. All right. And get your credit score back within 1 year to 2 years. That is the key right there. Okay, so let's go. You guys can do this. Okay, let's go. Recall on superfoods, which makes Live It Up brand super greens powdered, issued a voluntary recall. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. True CMOS is white company. That's white. Don't know. Mine's raw. Okay. Superfoods Inc., which makes Live It Up brand Super Greens powder, issued a voluntary recall. There it is. Okay, the Truth Trill, mine's raw. I don't mess with CMOS, so I would not know. But again, it is what it is. This is what we're dealing with now in America. Forget the banned foods from around the world. Thousands of food that we consume is banned from other countries. They don't allow their citizens to consume it, but they allow it here. Now we're getting recall with things that are infected. Salmonella, right? We're getting paint. We're getting defective products that don't work. safety products that aren't safe. Now it's going into a whole nother genre of manufacturing is not safe. Food is not safe. This is getting out of hand. I don't know about you guys, but again, you might want to start thinking about a box growing something in your own backyard. You might want to start considering this because then you know what chemicals you're using or not using. You know what you're creating, not relying on somebody that's packaging something in a mass production place and accidentally leaving some foreign object in that food supply. This is my first time getting it, and then too happy building my brand. This first time getting it and happy building my brand. All right, the Truth Trill has a brand. So what you doing, man? You just gonna keep holding out on us? Is it on the websites anywhere? Is it on the internet? Where is it? What's the name of it? Because again, it's nice and chilly out here. It's cold out here. All right. And that's why you got to go to beachfrontjava.com to get some coffee or tea from our own Professor Auntie Val and family. You put in the promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps, SSN Lifestyle, all caps, all one word. You will receive a discount for life after your first order. All right, after your first order. So just order one item, get it, or order one item and then order another item after you order your first item. Either way, it goes from a half-pound bag up to 5-pound bags of coffee. You got whole bean, fine ground, drip ground, and the Keurig. All of that with 20 different varieties. And she's our own family, familiar here, the SSN Nation family. So go over to beachfrontjava.com and order something. There's also tea. So if you don't like coffee, you can get tea. Different varieties in that. And if you want to get some merch, they have merch. But the fact of the matter is, always go over there and show some love. It's reasonably priced and it's shipped out within the next day or two. So you generally get it within a week. So if you're inside America. So again, go to beachfrontjava.com and leave a message. SSN Nation, she'll know. All right, let's go. All righty. What else do we have going on? Brian P. says the federal government plans to take a nationwide crackdown on non-domiciled CDLs to the next level. I know, I saw that. I saw that. You sent that over to me. I didn't want to get into it because you know how I feel about it. I'm like sitting here like, why is the federal government running around regulating stuff when states actually do the CDL license? So if a state says that I'm allowing these people to have a CDL, why does the federal government need to crack down on anything? It's outside their jurisdiction, in my opinion. But they're making it their business, just like they're making a woman's health care their business across state lines. And I'm like, what the hell is good? You guys understand where you live yet? You damn sure don't live in a free country. All right, just saying. This is more reasons why you need assets, more reason why you need protection by having something offshore, just like the rich guys have offshore corporations. That's you. You're the CEO of your life. You need an offshore corporation as well. You need bank accounts outside of USA jurisdiction. You need real estate outside of USA regulations. You need banking outside the United States because crypto outside the United States or in a cold wallet, this is how it works. You need your stuff in your spaces that are safe spaces, and USA is no longer a safe space. For you guys, it's new. For me, it's already 30 years old that I knew America was not a safe space. But you guys are new. You guys have social media. All right? Just keep that in mind. You have an advantage. You already know what the United States is capable of doing. It's just you're waiting around to see what happens when your bank account's frozen, when your brokerage account you can't get to. Then you'll be talking a different tune. I said, don't wait till it happens. It's going to happen. All right. By deploying AI to go after trucking companies that hire illegal foreign drivers. They're not. This is craziness. I know what they're saying. All I want to know is, all these illegal immigrants that they said was in America. How come I haven't seen one person that owns a business that hired these so-called illegal aliens or illegal people? How come none of them are going to jail? So you mean to tell me you can hire illegals, make money off of their lower wages, but you get to just walk away and said, no problem. Does anybody find this funny? I sure don't. I'm waiting for the arrest of all these people that hired these illegals. Because if they're not going to jail, then I question how illegal are they if they were actually getting paychecks from a company and the persons running the company are still walking around like it's not illegal. Just saying. Do you know what country you live in? I do. Like, this is craziness to me. Things are backwards. You have to get all of that done later, but trill food, real food. You have to get all that done later. But okay, let's go look, man. You're going to make me look it up? Trill food, real food? Trill food, real food. Is that what this is called? Nah, man, you can't be. Let's see what this is. I see something that said dogs and stuff. Are we talking about Trill Foods, Austin, Texas? You mean like Trill Burgers? I don't know Trill Burgers. I've heard of it though. There was something that came up like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Vegan OG burgers. Okay, I don't think you're talking about this Trill Burgers. Trill Foods it's in Texas, but that says real Thai food. So I don't know. Trill Foods. Trill Foods. Okay. Are you teasing me right now? Let's see. I don't know. You're giving me breadcrumbs. Okay. Trill food, real food. Okay. I'll be selling sea moss gel, beet juice, and other real products. Okay, man. I told you before. Don't start messing with me about this. When we start saying sea moss, beets, other real products, are we talking about natural food products? Okay, just so you know, I mean, okay, he says no, not yet. Okay, so he's not out there yet. So it's none of these that I saw by Googling. So sea moss beet. Now, like, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, beets are good for you. You should have some beets every week. And by the way, if you're eat beets and you use the restroom and you urinate and it comes out pink or whatever, there's a reason. It's going through your system as intended. All right. Just so you understand, beets are good for you. Another health product that you should add to your diet every now and then, every month, you should have a beet deal. Some people bake theirs, which is, ooh, I like when it's baked. Slice it up, comes out good, throw on a little pepper or whatever. It is good, but it's good for you. All right. Sweet potatoes. Another potato has iron in it, by the way. Some people are iron deficient. Where can you get iron? Regular potato has iron. Okay. Since we're into the health stuff, um, and a sweet potato has iron too, but a regular potato has more iron in it. But a sweet potato has magnesium as well, and higher levels of magnesium than the white potato. So, again, either way, ladies and gentlemen, these should be part of your eating habits, and preferably not that pesticide infested type. Just saying. All right. So, you have my attention, the true trill. When you start saying CMOS, I know CMOS. And oh, by the way, iodine, ladies and gentlemen, also good for your thyroid. Now, I don't know if CMOS actually has iodine, but I'm about to learn something new today. Let's go see. It's algae. It might have iodine. which is helpful for your thyroid production. Yes, sea moss is naturally rich in iodine, crucial mineral for the thyroid function and metabolism. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a winner. And by the way, the wife has iodine balance, ladies and gentlemen, which goes directly into your bloodstream because it's for your thyroid right here. You haven't seen too many people with these goiters lately in these days and age, but there's going to be other health repercussions when things aren't getting cleaned from your thyroid. And it's letting bad chemicals go through your thyroid into your bloodstream, into your brain, and yuck, yuck, yuck. All right. So this is a good product, but here you go. But it can contain very high, unpredictable amounts. So moderation is key to avoid iodine toxicity and potential thyroid issues. That's the difference. Now, remember, like I said, the wife's been doing this. I study a little bit. The reason why we use the transdermal is because it goes directly into your bloodstream. It doesn't have to go through your body, through your stomach acids, directly into your bloodstream. You only need a little bit. And then it goes to your organs and protects your body. Just remember. All right. Now, keep in mind, they're talking about some other stuff. Dense superfood, also packed with fiber, calcium, zinc. Calcium and zinc, people are also deficient in oftentimes. But because supplement quality varies and it's unregulated, it's important to use reputable brands and be mindful of your total iodine intake from other foods like dairy. Yeeks, I don't recommend dairy. Fish. What is this iodized salt thing? There's no iod. There's no longer iodine in iodized salt. That's an old that used to be back in the day. That's why a lot of people are sick now because they used to put iodine in bread, not bromide. Iodine was in bread in, well, up until the late 60s, early 70s. Then they changed it to bromide, but guess what bromide does? It irritates your thyroid. So that decreases your efficiency of your thyroid. So that bread you're eating off the shelf, you need to nixay it. You better get yourself some all natural, look at the back, for 5 chemicals in this thing, not chemicals, 5 things in there. If you see 10 past 5, you don't need to be taking that bread. All right. And there's no longer iodine in bread in the first place. So that's why you need something like sea moss, seaweed. There you go. Seaweed is what the iodine is made from. So those help regulate your thyroid. Very, very important to stop. You know what? Tumors, cancer, and other bad materials that filter through your body, because that's your filter, ladies and gentlemen. It is major important. And since they don't have any iodine in the bread anymore, you have to find other sources. And therefore, that's another reason why Americans are getting sick, because your body can't fight things naturally, because a lot of people don't like seafood. They don't like and know about seaweed, and they don't know about iodine. So now you guys know most bread that is manufactured, sliced up, sold in a little package has bromide in it. Okay? Bromide's bad for you. Just saying, it's bad for your body. So, anyhow, be very, very careful because sea moss is a little more potent. So you have to understand, and again, when you're making products, I suggest you go with a reputable company and you get the best and source it as the best. Don't go with these cheap Chinese knockoffs or whatever Indian knockoff. You have to make the best because the best gives results. And then you have customers for life. Then you have something like I used to be sitting there playing poker online, and the old school answering machine was right in the same our loft. And I would get calls while I'm sitting there playing, and I could hear the recording, and people would be saying, my wife, the guy would call up and saying, my wife, she ran out of your product. I'm calling right now. I need you to order this to me. I'll even pay $20, $30 extra if you can get it overnight. Now the product don't even cost but 25 to 27 bucks. The guy's talking about, so I'm listening one day and a guy calls that. The same day, a lady calls and says, oh, I ran out of your product. I need it. I need it like now. I'm having hot flashes, night sweats, whatever. I'm like, I need it. When can I get it? And after I'm listening to like these messages, this is all on the same day. I was like, I didn't realize what she actually, the potency and how it affected people. I went downstairs and I was like, what is this stuff you're making down here? I was like, what's happening? Whatever. She's not down there making it. All I'm saying is she's downstairs at her desk and I'm like, what are you making? What is this stuff? And then she starts telling me the iodine, the progesterone, and some other things. And I'm just like, is this for real right now? This works? Apparently it does, because people are acting like they can't live without it. And that's what she's been selling since the 90s, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You heard me. Women that have night sweats and cramps and things like this, your body doesn't produce progesterone after you're in your mid 30s. So all of a sudden you start getting this menopause situations because you're missing out on necessary nutrients that your body used to give off when you were younger. You used to produce in your body. Now all of a sudden it starts fading, and that's when things kick in. There's more to it, but that's the simple facts. So now you have to balance your body, right? You have to balance your gut. You have to do all this stuff. All right, enough. The beet juice, by the way, the beets, very good. You got to do beets, ladies and gentlemen. Beets, carrots, all this. All right. I don't know about the sweet thing, man. Beet juice, I make it sweet. It's a lot to get into. I already made some. It's fire. Again, once you start, I'm just gonna say the beet juice. Um, Once you start at okay, I don't know what you're trying to do, but if you're trying to actually have health benefits, then you have to be careful of what you add in to make it sweet, right? Because I just pulled this up so people can understand. Lowering blood pressure, beet juice benefits, lowering blood pressure, boosting athletic performance, and reducing inflammation. Your body needs to reduce inflammation at all costs, all the time. Okay. Primarily due to its high nitrate content, which converts to nitric oxide, improving blood flow and oxygen use. But not only that, it's like a superfood. It also provides antioxidants, vitamins, C and folate, and minerals. Guess what? Potassium and iron, supporting the heart health, liver function, brain health, and skin. Does that do it enough for you, ladies and gentlemen? You hear all the benefits? Beets. Now, he's doing beet juice. Again, once you start adding things into it, you never know. So just keep this in mind, because you could start what they are saying already. Digestive issues, this could also be of concern. Okay. So kidney stone risk is also on the list. So that's why I don't recommend this daily situation. If you start talking about recommendations, I would rather forego or have the juice I don't think you should do it every day. But again, remember what I was telling you? They have at the bottom. It's also known to turn urine stool red, a harmless side effect. That's what I was talking about. It's going to turn that color because it's going through your kidneys. And so once you use the restroom, the urine, you're going to see it's red. So don't be afraid, is what I'm trying to say. All you have, and it's sometimes when I first had beets, all of a sudden I saw like red and I was like, what the heck? I was like, I know nothing's wrong with my body, but that's kind of scary. So then I went to Google, and sure enough, it said just what this said. That's why I know. It says it's just what it's saying now. Urine, stool, red, a harmless side effect. So it is harmless. Your blood pressure is lower naturally, but you can do that with several products. But I'm not saying don't use it. I'm just saying be very, very careful. And it says on here, it says use a half to 1 cup is often suggested, as too much can cause digestive issues, potentially increase kidney stone risk due to oxalates, or lower blood pressure too much. So again, if you're going to be drinking that juice, you're going to have to, you can't be doing a lot of it. 1 cup max, but I'd say half a cup if I was doing it myself. And again, I don't even because there's so many different things that your body can get off of other nutritional products. But this is very, very powerful. Beets, beet juice, as long as you understand what you're doing. So if you say I need a half a cup every day, every other day, then I would recommend that's what you do. And now you know who to order it from. But again, Trilla, the truth trill, make sure your sources are top notch. Again, even if you have to sell it for more, you get the best. And the reason why you want the best, my brand, man. Okay, cool. You want the best because you want it to work and you want people to reorder. You never want to have anybody. I like the beet juice. All right, cool. But now you guys know it's good for you. The sea moss is good for you. The beet juice is good for you. And now you know the Truth Trill's gonna have the product. So let's go, man. So we can get some stuff ordered. Okay, I have the dark purple sea moss raw. I don't know. I'd have to have the wife on and she could talk about that. I don't really know. She sources her products. So she knows all about that. I just know I go by what you use. I never source. She's the source. She's been doing this for over 30 years. All right. Is that black seed oil? Yeah, I use that too. Black seed oil is good for you. Pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, all that's good for you. He is right. 100. Thank you very much. 100 underlined twice and a donation too. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. The True Trill 777 pulling the jackpot. Very proud of you to do your own products and making it happen because it takes a lot to produce your own products. And then it takes even more to actually get it out there so people can buy it. But luckily, there's social media platforms so you can get it done because there are limited amount of natural food places that you can sell it. It's a small thing, and flea market, not flea, but that what do you call that, farmers market day? Because in Vegas and Sacramento and a lot of cities they have farmer market days, and I found the guys that I get my guava jelly from, that's all natural. I found them at another flea market. So they go around to different flea markets and sell. And I'm pretty sure the flea market's cheap, but they're selling the products. People are getting it. Then they order it from them on their website after they leave. And if you're in a tourist city, it's even better because people are coming from all over the world, like in Vegas. And so then people go back to their respective areas and they use it. And people are like, oh, this is awesome. Let me order it. So that's what happens for them. One of these days, I'll have to bring that up. 100. Thank you so much, man. Again, I appreciate it. I humbly appreciate the donation. Thank you. But again, when you get it together, we need a website. We need an order. You know that. We got to make the orders. I don't want nothing for free. I'll order my product from you. Okay. That's how we got to show support. Mine comes from Abolition, woman off the boat. She go gets hers on video. The stuff got my house smelling like, oh shit. Oh no, you're using the real. Okay, she legit. I had been on her on IG. She has a whole website. Hey, as long as you know the source is real and the source is clean, that's what your number one goal is. All right, because the better your source material, the better the product's going to work. And that's what you want, the product working efficiently When you start doing some crazy stuff where people are growing it in the ocean and surrounding it and then using some type of growing fertilizer, all of a sudden you're changing it and now it's not effective as the real deal. So I'm very happy to hear that you actually sourcing it seriously and not taking a shortcut, because once you sell this product, your name's on that label. You want people to reorder based on it's working. Okay, black woman, I get mines from. Okay, fine. But like I said, long as it's all good, we don't care. My urine was yellow. What the heck? Okay, I don't know about that, but that's funny. When I first drank beet juice, I felt it in my bones. Felt good. You possibly could. It's, hey, but it goes through your system. Just remember that it goes through your stomach, your acids, and it goes into, and then once you digest it, it goes by your digest. Again, a lot of people have gluten, right? So your fibers in your stomach, remember, you have fibers in your stomach that absorb nutrients. If your fibers are clogged because you don't care about eating gluten products, then you're not going to absorb the nutrients efficiently. So that's why you should be looking when you order stuff, or not order, but buy things off of a shelf that's processed. You need gluten free. I'm saying, right? A lot of people eat spaghetti and pasta and things like this, and you don't care. But guess what? Most spaghetti pasta items are not gluten free. So now you have to order or buy gluten free pasta. And yes, it tastes different, but at least you're not making your stomach fibers in your stomach to absorb the nutrients. You're not making them dead. You're able to be efficient with the absorption. That's what you want. Okay, this got into the health thing because, again, this is very, very important. A lot of people are going to get sick. And because your body can't absorb the nutrients, you're eating stuff and it doesn't even matter, because you've been sitting there eating, drinking, and eating dairy since you were freaking 3 years old. You never cared about if anything was gluten that you've been eating for the last 30, 40, 50 years. And your fibers, they're getting built up and clogged. So stop eating gluten and start eating the good stuff. And hopefully you'll unclog them and then they'll get more efficient. Just saying. All right. I don't mean to be on the soapbox about health, but ladies and gentlemen, if you live in America or anywhere else, most countries have free health care. America does not. And it's about to be a hell of a lot more expensive for 50% of the country. And some people won't even have health care coverage because they are children, or they are elderly, or they are under 18, children again, or they are disabled. All of that, Medicaid, Medicare is being cut. So there's going to be vulnerable people that are sick. And then there's ordinary citizens who work jobs who start saying, well, I don't feel good. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm tired. I'm fatigued. I don't understand. I have brain fog. And I'm like, what's your diet is the first question. That's the first question. Your gut is your engine. And a lot of people don't care about their gut. If you understand your gut is your engine and that feeds your body, now all of a sudden you might start eating appropriately. You might start putting things in that's good for all sections of your body. And that's the key. By the way, I just want, you know what? Hold on. I got something to show you guys. Oh no, I can't show you really. I think I can. I don't really want to show you, but let me see something. I think I got them. I got my driver's license. I was very proud of this. Hold on, let me see if I have both of them. Ah, dog it. I guess it'll have to be next week. I don't have I had my my new driver's license and my old driver's license. And the reason why I wanted to show you guys is because, yeah, I don't have it. Let me see. My other driver's license was 5 years ago, maybe even 6. And so when I got my new driver's license, I set it next to my old driver's license. And I was like, It doesn't even look like I aged. I was like, holy smokes. Is this for real right now? Yeah. I was going to show you guys what you think. I'm sitting there in happiness. All right. Okay. I'm big on health and investing for real security. That's it exactly, man. That's it exactly. Be the shaman. Be the shaman. I'm telling you. Yeah, mine's went up. The ante 650 a month. Nope. Bye. I was paying 7.53 cents for the last 3 years, shaking my head. That's it. That's it. That's what I'm saying, man. This is what they're trying to do. See, you have to understand, the natural food business is always under attack. And if people don't understand this, there's a reason. It's because they need you to get insurance. They need you to go to the hospital because that's how they make money. You are the customer. In other words, I always say this, you are the mark. So you go out here and you're sitting there like, "Oh, I don't care if I'm, lactose tolerant or intolerant for cream or something." I'm like, that means there's a problem in your system and you need to correct it. Everything in your body you can, well, not everything. 90% of things you can correct by the foods you eat or foods you don't eat. That's what people don't understand. They just take it for granted when they look at the box and the label says something and you're like, oh, that's not too bad. It only has 5 grams of sugar. Okay, I can live with that. And then you don't even look at the carbs, which is also sugar. You don't care that it has 27 grams of sugar, which is 27 grams of carbohydrates. So, in essence, it has 32 grams of sugar for one drink that you're putting in your body. Then you go, oh, yeah, I drink milk every day. Okay, well, if you knew how milk was pasteurized and processed, that actually puts mucus in your system. So now you might have respiratory issues, but not know it because you were told milk does a body good. But it doesn't really because the way they process it. And what mammal drinks milk after they're weaned? Asking for a human. All right. Think about all this stuff. They want you to take stuff that they know is going to bring you to the hospital. Beef does a body good. Why don't you guys study what beef actually does to your body when it goes through your digestive system? Why are you doing that to your body, making it go through all kind of convulsions to process some stuff you should not be eating when in fact you could say, "Oh, give me that light fish over there." I don't need to fry the fish either cuz frying means you're going to mess up your arteries. High blood pressure from the fry, the oil. There's levels to this, and they're actually killing people because they're telling you, come down here, get my barbecue, come down here, get my fish fry, come down here. Dude, no, no, sorry, no, not happening. All right, once in a blue moon, but as a normal staple, not happening because my body has to process this stuff, and it doesn't like a lot of this processed stuff. And then you get sick, and then the bill rises because you've done things for so long that they're in your organs, they're in your systems. All right. I don't, again, this Dr. Sebi came up before. I don't know. I don't know. Dr. Sebi seems to be a guy that, again, you know what? You're not the only one that's ever said something about Dr. Sebi. I need to find out what's going on. I know he was a black guy. I know he was doing something, but I don't know exactly what he's. And I know he must have had some sort of. I'm hoping he had. All I can say is I'm looking right here. It says Dr. Sebi diet is a controversial plant-based alkaline diet. Okay, this is from Medical News Today. By the way, if he has a plant-based alkaline diet, alkalinity is where you want to be. You want to be above 8. 7.5, forget that. You want to be above 8. You want to be 9. You want to get to that 9 level because acidic body means that's where parasites, cancer, and all that can live in. So alkaline diet, that is good. But unfortunately, if you try to be vegan, you can't absorb enough plant to get into your system. That is the problem with the vegan. So you're going to lose a lot. So again, plant-based has to have other things in it. It can't just be plant. Your body needs something else. Just saying. All right. Just keep that in mind if that's what he's doing. But alkaline itself is better than acidic environment for your body. You need alkaline. In fact, there's water that now has come up that says 9.5 alkaline level. That's what I get at the store. If I can find it, and you can't find it in all stores. So every now and then, of course, I'm not going to get that. I'll get some other water. Spring water is not so much alkaline either. The purified water is not alkaline either. But at least it's not a 1 or a 2 or a 3. Normally, they're somewhere between 6 and 7. But I get the ones if I can find them. Like I found one the other day. It's 9.5. So I'm like, okay, this week, 9.5. My shake is going to have the 9.5 because the shake has acidic fruits and all that. So the 9.5, that helps. Just saying. All right. There's levels to this and it's serious. I don't know what he did though. Um Alkaline vegetables and foods to detoxify the body. Detoxifying the body on that's good. So if he's along basically just on making your body alkaline by itself would solve a lot of issues. And if you can detox your body as well, that would solve a lot of issues, right? All right, we got gold, we got silver, we got real estate, we got health, we got crypto. And we have you buying real estate outside of the United States. We have you having bank accounts outside the United States, outside of the United States jurisdiction, not regulated. We have your crypto in your own wallet. You're not going to do that self custody with JP Morgan. You're not going to do the self custody with nobody. Your keys, your crypto. That's it. Don't play around. They're doing this on purpose and they can shut your ass off because you're got to bring it back to a regulated place. If you have it at a regulated place and they go, oh, I'm sorry, we're not going to let you take out your crypto. Just saying. I love milk. Don't do it, man. Just, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. Let me do this. Yeah, that causes a bunch of stuff. All right. So here's what the doctors say. I'm just going to tell you because this is what they say. Processed milk, pasteurized and often fortified, provides essential nutrients like calcium, protein, vitamin D for strong bones, muscle repair, and immunity. That's a stretch, but its impact depends on fat content and individual sensitivity. While low fat versions help control saturated fat intake linked to high cholesterol, high fat milk contains saturated fats. Again, this is one on the saturated fats on the back of the ingredient list. Bad. Okay. Saturated fats that can raise bad LDL cholesterol. Just remember that. That's one thing. Now, although research on dairy's role in heart disease is complex, yeah, you think it is going to be complex because you're not going to tell people that it causes heart disease problems. Never mind. I'll start getting upset here in a second with this light duty on AI. Now, just keep in mind there's several things. Pasteurization eliminates harmful bacteria like salmonella, E. coli, listeria that can cause serious foodborne illnesses making milk safer. Fortified with vitamin D, often fortified with vitamin D, which aids calcium absorption for bone health. Okay, all that sounds good. How about this, ladies and gentlemen? How about D3 and K2 instead? All right. Okay. So when we go D3, K2 together, offer synergistic benefits primarily by directing calcium from your bloodstream into your bones and teeth for strength while preventing its harmful buildup in arteries. Got it? Supporting strong bones, cardiovascular health, immune function, and muscle health instead of pasteurized milk. Why not D3? Just saying. The combination ensures calcium goes where it's needed, reducing risk of artificial calcification, which milk does. Artificial calcification. Do you guys understand? Plaque in your bloodstream, plaque in your brain. Okay. And improving overall bone and heart well being. No heart situations with D3 and K2. And yes, you can get those in a pill form. Just saying. You need both of them together, though. They work off of each other. There's a precursor. And you want to know something else? There is an SSN lifestyle product that's a D3 K2 plus magnesium. That's right. There is an SSN lifestyle product. Yeah, I know. Check this out. Hold on. I'm going to add plus magnesium. Check this out. This is sick. I get excited about this. I get excited. All right. I get excited. Uh I get excited. Hold on. Key benefits of the trio. All right. All three. Check this out. So we have, and you need 10,000 IUs. Okay. So, yeah, I know you guys don't know about some other stuff, but anyhow, D3 increases calcium and phosphorus absorption. You got the absorption part, right? So that's why you need the K2, right? Activates the K2 activates proteins that pull calcium into bones and it prevents from depositing in arteries. That's why you need the K2, which you can't get it anywhere. Just saying. Magnesium, essential for D3 activation and bone mineralization. That's why you need the magnesium, and that's why SSN Lifestyle has D3, K2 plus magnesium directly into your bloodstream. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hopefully that helps. But you want to know more? Cardiovascular health, K2 prevents calcium buildup in the arteries. All right. Activating the matrix GLA protein, promoting flexible arteries. The D3 works with K2 to keep calcium in bones, not arteries. Do you understand why I don't care about milk? You need D3, K2 for starters, and you need magnesium because that supports normal muscle contraction and nerve signals, reduces fatigue. That's why you need all three. Are you guys getting this yet? D3 supports immune system and cell division. Magnesium contributes to energy yielding metabolism, reducing tiredness. D3 and K2 support overall hormonal balance and mood. Now you understand why some people aren't in a good mood. Now you get it. Milk has D, not the same as D3, not the same as needing D3 and K2. And K2 you can only get in a few sources, if at all, because you can't get enough of it. Spinach, kale, and all that, you can't get enough. Then you need magnesium. Again, low on the totem pole as far as where you can get that substance. So that's why you need all three, because they work synergistically. Your body says, ooh, man, you got my blood flowing. What's happening? This is good. Everything's functioning because you're sending signals now. Your signals are getting cleaned up. You guys understand how this works? Stuff does a body good. We're supposed to be eating bison, deer, goat, lamb, lean meat. No, you're not. Don't do it. Do not do it, man. But I feel you eat more salads and less meat. Exactly. Anybody telling you to eat this stuff, meats, again, let me do one thing and then I'll let this go. All right? Because we have some people here that understand your health is necessary to make sure. And they got you out here doing stuff. Salads. Okay. What's the first thing they do when you go get a salad? You know what they do? They go, "Oh yeah, you got some salad. It's just Caesar salad. No, no, nothing, right?" I mean, it might have croutons and some iceberg lettuce and nothing else. Check this out. First of all, there are some people that do not process tomatoes. What happens? It actually causes arthritis. That's right, tomatoes. Some people. So you have to be very careful what you put in your salad. So I just want to get that out there straight. Now, about this iceberg lettuce nonsense, another waste. Here we go. Let me do this. Iceberg lettuce. Come on, man. Uh, let's go. It actually turns into water in your body, right? So, whatever. Okay. Iceberg lettuce offers hydration and essential nutrients like vitamins K. We need K2, K3. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that another time. A and folate, supporting bone health, vision, and fetal development. Yeah, fetal development. Despite being less nutrient dense than darker greens, make it great for low calorie volume, adding crunch and add blah, blah, blah. It also provides potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, and fiber. Contribute. Okay, listen, it don't have enough. Let's do it this way. God, I hate when they give me these AI things. How much iceberg lettuce do I need for the benefits? All right. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I do not suggest, because you need 1 to 2 cups daily. All right. So now you understand it has barely anything in here because I need 2 cups every day. Okay. All right. But it still does the body good. But that little bitty thing they give you as your side salad that has iceberg lettuce and nothing, come on. That's not enough, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to be about 4 of those things just to even make a dent for the day. So what do? We say spinach, kale, olives, and even for me, tomatoes, because I don't have problems. Okay. So this is why we make the shakes. So, anyhow, spinach and kale. Get this, for daily or for the week, notice the difference, 1.5 to 2 cups. That's it for the week, ladies and gentlemen. Not 2 cups a day for the week. All right. Raw, by the way. Okay. Those are dark green leafy vegetables, spinach and kale. Now, the tomatoes part, there's a problem because in some people, like I say, it causes arthritis. So you got to be careful. And olives, anti-inflammatory. All right. So there you have it. This is why when they come to me and say this crazy, I say, hey, you got spinach and kale salad. I need tomatoes. Throw in a little olives. And oh, by the way, I can't have that ranch dressing. I can't have none of the other stuff. I need oil, vinaigrette, oil, something like that. In fact, Bring me some olive oil or avocado oil or something, because that has some good things in it as well. So now all of a sudden, you're sitting there and you're like, okay, this is good for me. And oh, by the way, the kale and spinach and all that, guess what? Brain helps your brain that they don't have on. Do they even have this? Yeah, they don't mention that, but it does. By the way, pair kale and spinach with olives or olive oil to help your body absorb fat soluble vitamins A, K, and E. You need precursors. So now your body's absorbing, you're putting in the precursors, telling your body, we're looking for A, we're looking for K, we're looking for E. Is this person eating the A, K, and E? Because we need to dispense that to the appropriate areas. How do you like that for a science? All right. You guys getting it yet? All right. There you go. But I feel you eat more salads and less meat. Yeah, you do. You feel better because first of all, I'll just go over this before we get out of here, all right? Because your health is important. What happens? You guys can Google this. What happens to your body to process, let's just say, deer meat? Because I don't know actually, so that'll be good. I just Googled that. Let's see what they say. Your body processes deer meat, venison, as it does other protein. Leanness and potential contaminants require careful handling and thorough cooking to avoid foodborne illnesses like E. coli or parasites, trichinella toxoplasma, and to minimize risks from lead ammunition, with venison being rich in nutrients but potentially needing extra care if the animal showed signs of illness or was shot with lead. Okay, now here's the thing. That's venison, deer meat. Your digestive system breaks down venison's protein, fats, vitamins, and minerals like iron, zinc, B vitamins for absorption, just like beef, but it's leaner and lower in fat. It's packed with essential amino acids, making it a very complete protein source. Well, amino acids, guess what? A freaking avocado has amino acids. Just saying. Salmon has amino acids. Just saying. All right. Wild game can carry parasites that are killed by thorough cooking. Damaging organs like the stomach or intestines during harvest contaminates meat with digestive juices and bacteria. Avoiding this and washing the cavity thoroughly is key. They're referring to the animal, not you. All right. But you can see if you miss any of these things, you got this thing in your body and it's wreaking havoc. If any of these parasites, if any of this stuff goes in there, and there's a question about your digestive system in the first place. All right. So just so you guys know, and let's go with the cow meat, by the way. All right. Too risky for me. Okay. When we eat cow meat, it's broken down in your mouth, stomach by acid and pepsin. This is what it takes to get your cow meat through your body and small intestines by enzymes like trypsin and lipase, plus through your bile for fats and nutrients absorbed and waste moving to your large intestine. A process taking several hours, ladies and gentlemen, while the meat's protein and fat content affect digestion speed, and gut bacteria quickly adapts to the change through a high protein, low fiber diet can impact gut health long term. Did you not hear this? All right. It's going to cause a problem long term. All right. You understand several hours that your body is processing those steaks you're eating, that cow meat you're eating? You understand your body is sitting there going through convulsions. That's why I use that word. This is why when somebody says you want steaks, you want this, that, no, I don't want it. I'll eat steak if it's tender, top line, a little piece, no bigger than this. And that'll be once every 2 years or something. Again, it's too much. It's going through my both intestines. It's the way it processes. I need my everything to work optimally in my body. Now, my body probably does work optimally, but I still don't want this stuff. It's saying it can take 4 to 6 hours or longer to fully leave the stomach. That's too long for me. I don't know about you guys, but that's why I'm not touching it that often. Eating meat quickly changes your gut bacteria, favoring microbes that thrive on bile. That's bad. And protein, which can have both beneficial and potentially inflammatory effects depending on diet balance. Meat provides essential amino acids, though, like creatine, but that's why the shake that we make has creatine in it. So I don't have to eat that meat. Taurine. But again, high consumption of red meat is linked to certain health risks, particularly due to compounds like heme and nitrosochemicals, especially with low fiber intake. So if you're going to be eating meat, you better have some high fiber intake, because this is just crazy. If you, under which circumstance, if they told you that it takes 4 to 6 hours for beef to process through your system, that right there should tell you all you need to know. You should not be eating this on the daily. And never mind about the repercussions when you get older. So when people go, I don't know why my body, I have cancer in my stomach or in my um coming out, what do you guys call that, prostate and all that, it's because you might have been one of these meat eaters. Steak this, steak that, hamburgers, steak, all that. It takes 4 to 6 hours to go to your body. That, once I heard that, which I never was a steak eater in the first place, but once I heard that, I was like, well, I'm never hardly ever going to have that. That's crazy. That's why you feel better. Dr. Sebi was curing people of all STDs, and I don't know. That's I don't know. First of all, I can't say anything about what he's doing. All I can say is, if you have STDs and you have any other viral or bacteria, it cannot be cured by just going, here's something to eat. You have to have antibiotics. So if there's an antibiotic formula, which there's, the planet is full of stuff, like soursop, for instance, can bust up cancer cells, but soursop, fruit or vegetable, I don't know which one it is, isn't everywhere. So therefore, people don't know about it. But if you take too much of it, then it's toxic in your body. So you have to be very careful. But the point of the matter is, soursop, you heard me, SOURSOP, breaks up cancer cells. But again, you can't just drink it unlimited. There's a problem on the other side with that. But the fact of the matter, that's what it does. So that's why there's tea out there for a little medicinal situation. So it is possible that he knows. You have a 10 pH balance level? That is very hard to do, Dre. But if you do, that is awesome to hear. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. That is incredible, quite frankly. But yes, there's what's funny that you mentioned about Dr. Sebi. That's why I cannot doubt what you're saying, is because there are fruits and plants and trees and things on this planet that cure almost everything. It's just the pharmaceuticals don't want people to know. And then they'll badmouth it, saying, oh, that's just a fake doctor thing, or that's just somebody trying to get your money. They always make it like, that they know what they're doing, when in fact they're doing fake tests so that they can get approved by the FDA, knowing full well that there's a black box, knowing that this stuff kills people. Yeah, it might help lower your blood pressure, but on the other side of the fence, maybe it messes up your kidneys and messes up your heart and all that. They're like, we're good with that. I'm like, what do you mean you're good with that? This stuff shouldn't even be on the market. But that's what they do here and around the world. They are like, they don't care. As long as we can get you to take this medication, they know that you're going to be coming back for the side effects. And we're going to give you another medication. And you're going to go see the doctor again. And they know ultimately, oh, we'll be having this guy in surgery. We know he's coming to the hospital sooner or later because we're giving him the stuff that we know are the side effects, the black box. It's crazy out here. So I can't say anything about Dr. Sebi being true or not, but if he was doing plant-based and you can actually correlate what he's using, the plant he's using, just like what I was talking about with the vitamins and stuff, and you can see that it actually does help, then you can say, okay, he wasn't too far off his rocker. You know what I'm saying? And then if you have people that are out here saying he's helped me, because like I said, when I used to hear the wife's recording and then people were like, I need this tomorrow, I'm like, what the heck's going on around here? So he could have had the same thing. And then people would say, oh no, he's fake, he's whatever. Kicked off a revolution. His world is all over the world. And we have a dude doing WHT he was doing in St. Louis. He curing people now. Yaki Awakening is his name. Curing people of what though? Because the number one, number two is cancers. Those are number ones. Never, Dr. Dre. I want it all. 7,000 ounces. Oh, he's talking about get silver. I don't blame you with that, man. You got to get the silver. Omega 3s, you got that, right? Bananas, like I said, avocados, you got your omega 3s. So you can have fish. Uh, don't fry it, but fish, salmon, and stuff like that. In fact, omega 3s are easy. Uh, Plants, fruits. You can get them from seeds too. Let's go see what they got. That's easy stuff. We have a shake, so we have our omega 3s in there. Um, yeah, flax, chia, hemp, nuts, meaning walnuts, um, fruits, avocado, berries, kiwi, Brussels sprouts, spinach, adame. I think that's how you pronounce it. Those little adame things that look like peas. Um, Algae oil, all these, right? So, you know, leafy greens. So we got our spinach, kale. Again, when we do the shake, we have spinach, kale, um, blueberries, avocados. Here they're saying berries, strawberries, raspberries offer small amounts of ALA. So, whatever. But um, seeds and nuts are your best bet for consistent ALA intake, while algae offers the most direct source because it goes on DHA. But again, all this is right where you can get it, ladies and gentlemen. This is why it's once you understand supplements and natural foods, then you start finding out all these things that are good for your body and your immune system. So now people start saying things like, "Man, I've never seen you sick." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't usually get sick." Because your immune system has to always build. So you're going to be in contact with something. But how does your immune system handle it? Does it let it get you to where you got to go to the hospital? Or does it get it to where you have sniffles, you might have a cough a few days, and then you're done and you can still walk around? Or are you having a serious problem? Those are the differences. What? Garage. What? I missed the garage. Need more. Need more. Need more what? Silver? I use a dark purple lettuce. Oh, I like that. I like that. Iceberg is for burgers, exactly. Oh, by the way, purple tomatoes. I mean, not tomatoes. Purple potatoes, by the way. If you ever can find them, those are good for you. Okay, just saying. It's worth to get. Purple lettuce, like cabbage, Also good for you. Thank you for mentioning that. Again, that's good for you. In fact, check this out. Purple, I'll use lettuce because I call it cabbage, but it's all good. Purple lettuce and purple potatoes are hard to find, which is wild. But yeah, those are good for you too. Both, if you can get them. They have anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants, the same as in blueberries. But see, we always have blueberries, but it doesn't matter. That fights inflammation, support heart and brain health, improve blood sugar, and may reduce risk for certain cancers, ladies and gentlemen. Did you not hear this? May reduce risk for certain cancers. That's purple lettuce, purple potatoes. All right. Lower blood pressure, better cholesterol, and enhance gut health, which is your engine. So anything that enhances your gut health is good in a positive way, just so you know. So that's both purple lettuce and purple potatoes if you find them. Not every place has. The purple potatoes seem to be hard as hell to find. I mean, everywhere we go, it's crazy. Now, just so you guys understand, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you have something that does this, look at this word that I'm about to put in the chat room because health is wealth. See this? Anthocyanins. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dark lettuce, good. Yes, that's spinach and kale. Exactly, Dre. Lucky, exactly. Yes, I do mixed greens. Yeah, you got to, like I say, I'm big on the spinach and kale for sure. All right. Need 9 more. What the heck? No, you don't, man. I don't mix either. We need vitamin C. Vitamin C actually goes through your system. It's soluble. So as soon as you urinate, you're sending out vitamin C. So therefore, you should be using vitamin C products throughout the day to help enhance what you've taken in your body, right? So that's how it goes. All right, let's go. They locked up his son, gave him 150 years. Who? They locked up his son, gave him 150 years for herbs we use? Wait a minute. Are you serious right now? Who? Whose son? Oh, this is terrible. In court in New York, over 100 people came to his court date and showed the judge there was paper of him curing them with food. You can look it up. It was in the 80s. Are you talking about Dr. Sebi? I know about Dr. Sebi. He was making claims, and his claims were not correct, though. Because you're saying 100 people showed up. If this is the same thing, I looked through this at one time. That must, okay, I do know where Dr. Sebi is. That means that's the guy that was in New York. They said he was making claims. Again, you can't make claims. Just like you're selling that product, the Truth Trail, you can't go out there and say, oh, it cures or it stops. You can't say that. You're not a doctor. Unless you're a doctor, you can make claims. But if you're an ordinary citizen, you cannot be making claims without proof. And since the proof they require is studies, if that's Dr. Sebi or his son, yes, I've heard of this court case, which is a thing because in the nutritional supplement business, you can't make claims. That's why you always have to say it may help. It can help. You can never make claims, otherwise the FDA shuts you down. Even though you could have 1,000 people saying it works. I tell you, it works. They go, you don't have a study. You don't have an authorized study. That means you're doing this illegally. You don't have a doctor's license. You can't practice. You can't say it does anything. That's where they get people. Just saying. So if you're selling nutritional products, which would be the beet juice and the other item, you can't say it cures anything. You can only say it may help. It may or it can help on any of your labeling. And also, you need your labels to be FDA approved if you're selling supplements. Just saying. Just saying. All right. That's how they get people in trouble, or how people get into trouble through the government, because that's what the games they play. If you can afford to do a study, now a person can't afford to do a study. As you A study costs money, and they know that. And so that's why they block it, right? So to speak. They'll say, well, you don't have a study, you can't, and they know you can't do one. But you're out here curing people. That's why if you're going to be in that business, it always has to be may help, can help. You cannot say cure anything. As soon as you say cure, that's when the federal government starts going, not going to happen. We're going to shut your ass down. Just so you guys understand, this is not a game out here. You're taking money out of billionaires' pockets when you are actually helping people. And the simple words you use, they will use against you and try to lock you up. If this is the Sebi case, I read about a case in New York. I didn't know it was his son, though, or if that's who you're talking about. Oh, by the way, this is the stuff right here for everybody. Notice this right here. Anthocyanins, that's your purple potatoes and purple lettuce. That right there is just like soursop. Okay? Just so you guys understand. So when somebody says, well, they have cancer or they have a tumor or whatever, well, now you have a couple of things that you know that potentially could help a person. And you can't get that fruit off of any tree. Okay? Um, just keep that in mind. Um, Trying to find yeah, soursop high in vitamin C for one. True. And they do say that it can help against tumors and things like that. So just so you guys understand. And there's a toxicity issue. So just keep that in mind. So when people say soursop, it is toxic. So you should not be trying to drink this every day. In case somebody's watching this and drinking soursop, don't do it. Just so you know, there's a toxicity issue. All right. Just just so you know. So even though we can do one of America's most wanted killers of cancer tumors, now people start going crazy, and the next thing you know, you're messing up your body in a different way by killing your nerve cells. And that is not good. All right. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that, because it's associated with Parkinson's if you start effing around. So this is why you got to be very careful. All right. But the purple potatoes, Dr. Sebi Kid. Okay. Let's go see what this is. Okay, then I know about this New York thing. I didn't realize that was his son. Are you serious? Jail for 150 years? No, he could not. Are you serious right now? How? What did they claim? Well, like I said, if you're making claims, that's how they always get you. That's how they shut down nutritional, like the network marketing nutrition companies. They always go, you guys are making claims, we can shut you down. That's what they do. Okay, Dr. Sebi's daughter wasn't sentenced to prison. Doctor was sentenced to 155 years in prison. Oh, that's true or false? I put in Dr. Sebi's kid, New York, jail for 150 years. Dr. Sebi's daughter and grandson explain his arrest. He died in a prison because he didn't want to comply to eating the food and drinking the water. I don't blame him. Dr. Sebi's son, Victor Bowman, details his ICE detention. Dr. Sebi's son was sentenced to 50 years in prison. What? Man, this is crazy. This is all over the place. There's a lot of, looks like, misinformation, because they're saying One hand, somebody went to jail. Other hand, they're saying they didn't. Then they're saying 50 years, and then they're saying 50 years. Dr. Sebi's son. Interesting. This is what they do though. Okay, 1987, Dr. Sebi stood in New York courtroom accused of practicing medicine without a license. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know, but this thing came up again. It's been reported that Victor Bowman, aka Dr. Sebi's son, has been captured and detained by ICE agents. What's this got to? This is on TikTok. Man, I can't even get around this. This takes a little bit of work to find out what really happened. This is crazy. We study ourselves. That's how we knew he was blind and had diabetes. He stopped eating a few to cure himself. Um, Curing diabetes. Hmm. He shouldn't have been in that mode in the first. How would he have diabetes? Because if he's on the plant-based diet, he can't consume enough sugar for that, and his insulin would have. His body shouldn't have went into. He should have had it. The insulin should have been working. Dr. Sebi has over 20 kids all over the world, and some of them have buildings like him healing people. Jesus Christ. 20 kids? That's incredible. Um, Diabetes is there's levels to diabetes. Once you get to a certain level, your body doesn't produce insulin. So therefore you can never cure that. Well, I should never say never. Because actually, how your body works is if you give it the nutrients to allow it to actually do something, then it will. If it never gets the nutrients, then it'll never activate. And oftentimes, you need a precursor to go with something, just like you need the D3 plus K2 to make something happen, like an osteoblast for your calcium to your bones. And then you need the magnesium to help absorb it. So it's best if you had all three versus only two. So your body works on precursors, just like if you take turmeric powder, then you need turmeric powder plus black pepper because it's a precursor to send it. So the turmeric by itself is no good, the powder. But I mean, it's still a little good, but adding the black pepper actually helps it send to your body systems faster. So that's why you order the black pepper with turmeric packaged already up. He did it, cured himself in Yaki Awakening. I don't know. Um, like I said, diabetes is based on your insulin not working. Um, Let me see. Because again, you got insulin resistance, but um, insulin resistance can let me you know what, there's a question that came up. Some people are looking for if insulin resistance can be reversed. Yes, it can be. I wanted to see what AI says. It says yes, insulin resistance can often be reversed or significantly improved through consistent lifestyle changes. This is correct. Here's number one: primarily by adopting a diet low in processed carbs and sugar. That's number one. You have to start working out. And they say increasing regular physical activity, losing excess weight. Yeah, this is all correct. Getting enough sleep, which helps cells become more responsive to insulin. Okay, so get this. Okay, what fruits, vegetables help increase? And then I'll go. Just so you guys know, this is going to tell you right here. All right, because there's ways you can do this. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Berries, leafy greens such as spinach, kale, broccoli, apples, avocados, citrus fruits, and non starchy vegetables like peppers and carrots. These foods slow sugar absorption, stabilize blood sugar, and provide beneficial compounds that reduce oxidative stress, helping your body use insulin more effectively. By the way, just so you guys understand, I keep talking about the shake, right? Guess what's in the shake? Berries, spinach, kale, avocados, apples, oranges occasionally, just for starters. So all this stuff is in our daily or every other day shake, just so you guys understand. All right. So the key words are oxidative stress. Just keep that in mind. If you want to stay younger, you need your body to have less oxidation. So, like in other words, if you eat cucumbers, that actually helps you not have gray hair. All right, just so you guys understand, that's part of it. But there's more that can help you also stop it because your body is getting oxidized. That's why you get gray. Just saying, you have signs. Okay, I have a little gray tinge of hair. You guys, I can start getting that salt and pepper stuff. Aging is you can't stop your aging. You can slow it down though. Is the key. That's the whole key, right? All right. Now, blueberries, again on the list for fruits. Blackberries, strawberries are high in fiber and antioxidants. And there you go again, anthocyanins. Oranges, lemons, grapefruits offer fiber and vitamin C. Grapefruits is last on my list. In our shakes, we put oranges and lemons in there, not every day, but one or the other every time. Apples in the shake, not every day, but switches between those three: oranges, lemons, apples. Most of the time, it's going to be two of the three. Peaches, pears, avocados. Avocados always in the shake. All right. So, low glycemic index. Foods with lower GI values cause a slower, steadier rise in blood sugar, meaning less insulin is needed. And that's why all these things work. So when somebody says that they have a problem with diabetes, now you're understanding what they should be putting in their body is some of this right here. Because you need whatever insulin is produced, you need it to run efficiently to contain your blood sugar levels. All right. So that's it for the talk tonight. I got some people that understand this. Ty Sinner's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. I don't want to get married or having kids. You don't have to. You don't have to. I wouldn't advise it at this point. Do you know how much stuff costs? This is crazy. All he did was stop eating food, ate greens and fruits and water for like 3 months. He was good. Well, then his body was still producing insulin then, which is weird. So yeah, because that's how you reverse it. He would have to eat greens, right? He's got the spinach, the kale. He's in there. If he can get spinach and kale. And even if he got even iceberg lettuce, I guess it could. But that won't be enough. He would need cups of that. All he needs for spinach and kale is like 2 cups for the week. So if he could get spinach and kale, and then he's drinking water, but the water is going to be an alkaline of, I mean, not even alkaline. It'll be like a 6 or a 7. But he's not eating sugar. He's off the sugar stuff. So again, all it takes is your body says, I got enough of this stuff to fight the other stuff. So it is possible. I mean, I definitely am not saying your body's is magic. It can repair itself as long as it has the nutrients to repair itself. Oftentimes, like my brother, for instance, he was drinking frickin' 60, whatever, what is a liter of Coke soda from the time he's like 25. Everybody would always say, what are you doing? Stop it, don't do it. But no, he's hiding stuff in closets, in doors, and I mean, crazy. You know why? High sugar content. And then he played games. So now you drinking sugar, you're up late, so you stay up. Then you crash. But your body's going, hey man, I can't regulate the amount of sugar you're putting in here. These things have 38 to 40 grams of sugar per serving, which a serving's an 8-ounce glass. So when you tell somebody I got 60, what is that? Liter is like 60 some ounces. That's 8 cups, is it not? So now can you imagine 37 times 8 because you're drinking 1 liter in 6 or 7 hours? Your body cannot take this. So he got diabetes because his insulin's like, hey, man, it's on overload. I can't, you're off the charts. When my brother got sick 2 years ago, you won't believe what his index was. It wasn't no 100. It wasn't no 150. And by the way, it got so bad that he had intervals where he urinated. And so I didn't understand what was happening, right? He's walking, shaking, getting kind of walking to the bathroom. Next thing I know, he starts, see his pants getting wet. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? Guess what happens when you have an overload of sugar? Your body starts trying to get rid of it. So all of a sudden it starts trying to get it out. So he couldn't make it to the bathroom on time. So the body said, okay, we're tired of this. It's coming. That's what was happening. But I didn't know why at the time because I never studied diabetes because I don't have diabetes. So now that I knew that, I was like, what the heck's going on? So then I was like, okay, you got to get on the shake stuff, man. You can't be drinking none of this. I had to get him on, he got zeros. And that still didn't help because he still, after he passes away, we find he had sugar all over the house, hidden in cupboards, coffee tables, in his bedroom, under like he would have, let's say, clothes in his for his washing in the bag underneath his clothes for his washing. We find liters of sodas. I was like, what the heck is this? And candy bars. I was like, and he has stage like 2 or 3. But anyhow, we go to the doctors. Guess what? His glycemic level was not 100, not 150, not 200, not 300, not 400, 450. And they're like, he should have been dead. 450, ladies and gentlemen. If you have over 150, they're going to say, hey, you need insulin. And this is a person that actually took insulin. 450 when I finally got him to the hospital, and he didn't even want to go. And like I said, he's like shaking and he's because it starts contracting your muscles and stuff. And I'm like, what the heck's going on, man? What's happening? Why didn't you want to go to the hospital? No, I don't want to go. Then the wife goes, you better take him now, because she understands it more than I do. So I said, man, we got to go. And when we get there, they're like, no, he's got. I was like, well, what's going on? They go, he's 453. I was like, what are you talking about right now? Are you talking about he's only most people have anywhere from 110, 90, or is that what you're talking about? They're like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. His is 453. And then that's when they said, was he urinating without what? I said, yeah, that's why his pants is probably wet right now. And they're like, that's what happens. It's your body's trying to get rid of it. And I was like, oh my God, now I know a signal, right? I didn't know at the time. Yeah, I wouldn't have kids either. Yeah, so anything's possible, man. Anything's possible because your body actually can renew itself as long as you give it the right products. And that's what people don't understand. So even if you've been doing something stupid for your 30 years, all you have to do is start doing the right thing. You might have hurt your organs or your body, but at least you're giving yourself a chance to repair itself. Because if you're doing something for 20, 30 years, you have to understand your body's going to have to take at least 5 to 10 years, right, to heal itself. So that's how it works. And then people will do what they always do, just like the fitness. They'll start their fitness thing, New Year's, and January 2nd, they're at the gym. But by January 15th, they've already stopped. That's 50 to 60% of people have already stopped in 2 weeks after they made their New Year's resolution. Same thing. Once a person starts doing their medical, they're like, oh, yeah, I feel good. 1 month, 2 months go by. Everything's looking good. But because of their habits, they just revert back. They're like, oh, I feel fine. Everything's going to be fine until they're not. So just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Enough for the talk tonight. We've been on here 3 hours. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys very much. And once again, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And just remember, it's hard out here. What you're going to do is going to base whatever you do today, whatever you do next week, whatever you do the week after that, the month after that, the 3 months after that. Just remember, you have a future and you have to mold something now for your future later. And that covers everything, and especially the wealth curve, because more and more people are not being able to become wealthy. Less people are going to be at the top. You need to figure out how you can get closer to the top than closer to the bottom. And there are assets out here that you should be accumulating right now. And with all that said, stay safe out here. Keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.